This is the Leicester Till I Die Watchalong show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
You are watching and listening to Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube and your favourite podcasts.
Are you ready? I'm saying, are you ready? Watch us on YouTube.
Listen on your favourite podcast platform
Or ask your smart speaker
to play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Right, Chris.
Alrighty. Oh, look at me. I'm so small. There we go. Take a Viagra and that's what happens. How are we all doing? Good evening. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, good night, goodbye, hello, depending where you are in the world. It's a big one. It's first versus second. Nothing could split us. Well, 4 minutes of extra time didn't help, but nothing could split us on Boxing Day. And we're back together, playing again already. It is Leicester City in first, hosting Ipswich Town in second. I'm going to be joined tonight by the full gang at some point. So that's Brad, Kate, and the ever beautiful Luke. I think I got that the right way around. Anyway, they'll all be with us. This is Leicester Till I Die TV from LTID TV. Good evening. Indeed. Right, let's bring him in. You can stop doing concerts for him. He's safe. I've had Bono on the phone saying, should he start doing a musical tribute? No, he's home. He's safe. He's in one piece, allegedly. Brad, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yes, all those thoughts of my demise are to be unspoken, for I have returned safely from my month away, hiding in St Ives.
It took you longer than it took your dad when he came back from the dead, but you finally made it.
I did indeed. I finally made it back. So hopefully Leicester can also get back to winning ways after the shocking debacle that was the massive M69 derby.
Well, Chelsea, what am I saying? Coventry, I was talking to a Chelsea fan earlier. Coventry fans are still celebrating it, but I'm not allowed to say anything because apparently I'm being salty if I say it. They're allowed to celebrate and obviously have a dig, but we're not allowed to. Coventry. And of course, Coventry are the only ever club to be in financial difficulties. Never happened to anybody else. But look, I'm being unfair, I'm sure. Bob, yes, I know technically the third, but it doesn't sound as good, does it? Everyone's a critic, Bob. Everyone's a critic. Scott is in. Good evening, Scott. How are you? He said, please everybody smash the like button and subscribe. Thank you very much. Do exactly what it says across the bottom there. Smash that like button. Share the video, subscribe, that's the big one. And of course, do not forget Brad's channel, which is LTID TV 2, where he will be now he's back from the land of the living. He'll be starting to do women's match watch-alongs, possibly. We'll certainly be covering the women's games and some quizzes as well. They've got Birmingham this weekend as well, which is probably funny itself, same as us in the cup. Sliding down the table a little bit, aren't they?
Yeah, they are just a little bit. That's probably expecting. I mean, it was a very joyful start. I mean, you start off with a big win against the new promoted Bristol City, and then they got a couple of, I won't say unfortunate results. Probably the Man City one was a lot closer than the score anticipated with the effort on show. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, they're still new to the division. They're still growing. They've made some great, bold signings this year and getting a bit unfortunate results, but they're by no means in trouble. It's a lot more calmer than it has been for the last 2 seasons watching some women's play. But we're not here for that, are we, Chris? We're here for what you're just putting above our heads. The line-up for the big first versus second/third on goal difference team.
Yes,
It's a more mouthful to say, isn't it? More of a mouthful to explain that.
Technically, they're equal second, but on goal difference, they're third. But look, everybody's a critic, like I say. Now, Dewsbury Hall. The big news is Dewsbury Hall is fit.
Yeah, that was a little bit of concern. I know Leicester. I know we've got some players that we'd be more than happy to see there. Eunice is one of them. We wouldn't be opposed to seeing in that lineup and him doing the job. Obviously, with rumours that have gone on and way things have moved over the last couple of days in the transfer market, there's going to be a certain Italian stepping into the midst to put the pressure on. So for someone like Dewsbury Hall, I know we say we shouldn't really have favourites at the club because it's our club at the end of the day. We should pretty much want everybody to be doing what we want to play.
Brad.
No, of course we don't. We don't have any sort of set up videos of love interests or anything for any particular player. But Dewsbury Hall just gives you that bit more reassurance in the midfield. And I'm sure if anyone's as hungry to bounce back after... Yeah, exactly. We need them to be all loving and affectionate and on form for us. Yeah. There you go.
A good question coming in here, actually from Scott. Good evening,
Scott. On good questions. This best be a good one.
I know. He doesn't mean it, Scott. He does. How much of a risk are we taking with KDH a year about players playing with niggles or minor injuries? I mean, for me, Brad, I think if he'd been playing Rotherham, I don't think he would. And no disrespect to Rotherham, I don't know whether he would have started or not. This is a team that obviously, all right, they're third, but the second, they're one of our main challengers. That said, do you think Enzo would have taken a risk if he wasn't fully fit?
I don't think he would. It's one of them that you usually find that the player might try and convince the manager that he's perfectly fine and he can do it, but if his coaching staff are coming up to him saying, "Look, I know it's Ipswich, I know he's key, but it's not worth risking." This, like you said, it's a big game, Chris, but it's also a big game for Enzo if he risks a player of KDH's calibre, shall we say. And even though he's told by his backroom staff that he's only 75%, he shouldn't really be playing, but he plays him because, like you say, it is Ipswich and not a team that we can not lessen our efforts or anything, but we could maybe play a Eunice, give a youngster a chance whilst we allow him extra recovery. I think if he was at any point a risk of being injured again, I mean, he's got to be fairly certain he's going to see out the game, because if not, the worst case scenario could be 10 minutes into the game, he goes down with an injury, and all of a sudden we're regretting the choice. I don't think
a manager in this position is never going to be. He can't do the right thing for being wrong, because, excuse me, that's my cider coming back. I
told you not to get pissed for these Monday night games.
It's the evening. That's what it is, you see. It's because it's an evening game. No, when if he doesn't play KDH, he said, "Oh, I wasn't 100% sure about him," and we lose, he's going to get a strip torn off him. He can't win, can he?
No, he can't. But in that situation, if he at first would be annoyed, but I think the thing is with managers is you kind of just to the greatest respect to us as fans. Our opinion in that situation doesn't matter. If he came out and we lost this, let's say we lose this game 2-0 and he didn't play him today. Let's throw the whole hypothetical bucket at it, shall we, while we're here, and just say at least I think you'd find more fans would be going, oh well, yeah, obviously we'd like to have won the game, but having Dewsbury Hall fit over getting him injured and losing is probably better. So I think if he came out at the end of the game and said, look, Dewsbury Hall just wasn't ready, wasn't worth the risk, and we lost it that way, you'd be more understanding. But there were always, as you say, Chris, there will always be fans out there that'll be like, no, it's unacceptable. If he's got one leg and can kick a ball, he should be playing every week, sort of thing. There is some people that would play some players to death in the nicest of terms.
If he doesn't play him and we win, yeah, he did the right thing. If he doesn't play him and we lose, there's so many options, managers these days. Yeah. Bob is asking why Coventry played at Northampton. Just as a side bit, I usually ignore those, Bob, because it's not as part of the show that we're doing. But I think that was when they were thrown out of their ground and they had to play or ground share at Northampton. Am I right there, Brad? Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was all to do with the debt to the stadium. It wasn't technically theirs. It was loaned. And they had to move out. They had to either relocate. It was literally the crisis point. If they didn't find a ground to share with, they were going to get absolutely turfed out completely. That's why they were at Northampton. They were at Birmingham for a spell as well, and London Wasps, weren't they? London Wasps sharing.
Right, let's have a look at the teams there. It's also going across the bottom. Hermansen in goal, Ricardo captain in his normal, two positions. Back three of Faze, Vestergaard and Justin. Chowdhury, Winks and Dewsbury Hall. And in the middle, McAteer and Mavadidi either side and Cannon. Somebody's just put on Facebook, and I put the team up, has just gone Chowdhury, oh no. I think that's been really unfair on Chowdhury.
Yeah, I just think people just sometimes they get a dim view of a player, rightly or wrongly, whenever they've made this opinion of them. I'm not saying they're not allowed to think that about a player, but sometimes when a player gets a dim view of him, like I said, could be through several performances, maybe it was just a standout performance, or sometimes they're just jumping on the same bandwagon, aren't they, Chris? But sometimes I find we do have players like Chowdhury that sometimes fans just don't like seeing in the lineup for one reason or another. And I think it's very harsh for anybody to not, to see Chowdhury in that lineup and not be fairly satisfied. He's one of the most hardest working players on that pitch throughout consistency. He's very, very rarely failed to, failed us in not giving all for the shirt. I'm very happy to see him in the lineup. Yes. It'd be interesting to know why that one person said it. Oh no.
Yeah, goalkeeper position. Obviously, Stolchak is on the bench. Oh God, I've forgotten his name. Who's the fourth choice keeper?
Oh, Smithers is retired.
Yeah, he's retired, retired. So that only leaves us three first choice goalkeepers, if you like, before dipping into the youth. So it may be that we either, I know Ward's on a lot of money, and Kate asked me this earlier, in fairness, that he can be brought in though, Scott. It's January, so he can be brought into the squad. Do we hold on to him as that third choice? I don't think we'll get rid of Ward now until we know we've got somebody to come in, because I don't know how the younger goalkeepers are performing.
Yeah, it's always difficult, isn't it? Unless you literally see it instantaneously, you don't seem to really get a choice in the matter on under 21 goalkeepers, because it's so indifferent, isn't it? It's such a targeted league that you can beat someone in that, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're any good of any sort. So it'd be very hard to make one of them a number 3 right now.
Yeah. We've got a Leeds fan in. Good evening. He's hoping for a Leicester win. Surprise, surprise. The one Leeds fan ever. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Well, I mean, who we bring. We can't afford apparently to bring anybody in anyway, so it will be interesting. The subs there: Cody, Nelson, Doyle, Albrighton, Marchal, Yunus, Pratt, and Vardy. Very quickly, I think Albrighton's gone at the end of the season, but fair play to him for sticking with Justin over Cody. I'd like to see Yunus get more chances, to be honest with you. I suppose Chowdhury is that defensive sort of midfielder. And I don't think Pratt, I think if we see him between now and the end of the season, I think that would be a surprise. I think he's gone come season end as well.
Yeah, I think there's probably a few more that are also in that list as well. I'll probably get exiled out of I'm living right now for saying it, but I think Vardy's name goes onto that list of players that we won't see too much of, not just for the rest of the season, but going forward. But it's a strong team, it's a strong bench, and they're all reliable, and that's what you like about this team. I think people have Enzo's been as clear as possible, in one sense, of players' time at the club, what their plan is, the short term. Is obviously the only one you could really look at. It's just the short term of their time here for this season at least, and then go from there. But looking at that bench, there's a powerful bench there with Premier League quality on it as well, isn't it?
I was talking to a Birmingham fan earlier. I was doing a preview on his channel for the game.
Oh, you poor sod.
Well, I've been disinfected. I've had my jabs. But he was saying, a lovely guy actually, but he was saying that, I said a lot of teams would love our bench for their first team. And he said, include us in that. So, yeah, it is a good bench, but we'll see. I just want to go back to Smithies because I've got to say to Smithies, I mean, we've never seen him. He never actually made it onto the pitch, did he, to play for us? But he could have sat until the end of the season and just taken the money.
I think he probably would have. I think I don't know how. I don't know how the decision has come about, because if it's an injury retirement, I don't know if there's some release in his contract that basically says if you're forced to retire through injury, you automatically release from your contract. I don't know, because it was something that I saw, and I'll be honest with you, feel bad that I didn't really read much into it, because I didn't really care that he was retired from it. As horrible as that sounded, like he wasn't affecting our squad. I wasn't like, oh God, he's going, what's happened here? But if it's an injury wallet, maybe it's something that's in his contract that he's forced to retire. So in the worst sense possible, I guess, at least it's the only shining positive is if moves are happening in the transfer window, that's an added but sad boost to the fact that, his wage packet, I guess.
In here, experienced goalkeepers leave Leicester City, has been forced to retire due to injury. Joined the Foxes in 2022 and would go on to support the goalkeeping department. However, following a run of persistent injuries, Alex has regrettably been forced to call time on a 17-year playing career that saw him make nearly 500 appearances. Wish him best for the future. Yeah, the normal sort of a press release, I guess. All I'm thinking is that I doubt it would have been very easy for him to say, something he will have been paid off in some form or another, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
And it would have been very easy for him to say, no, I just want to stop here and take the money. And let's face it, lots of players would do, wouldn't they? So I just think I'd like to think he's sort of done the decent thing. But let's move on and let's get this is the last time we played. I got a little bit annoyed after that game, 1-1. Let's just say that had we been 1-0 down and we got the equalizer in the 93rd minute, it would have felt different. But it did feel like a loss, that one, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, because it wasn't the most clear-cut game, was it? I don't remember a lot of chances either side having, and if I'm being perfectly honest, the only thing I can sort of remember is we kind of tipped the scales on possession. Look, these things happen in football. I know you're still very bitter about it because it was your love child who was gifting the unfortunate Jude of an own goal, which is never nice for any player.
Came off about 3, I think, it went in, didn't it?
Yeah, and I think he just drew the short straw from the goals panel, maybe.
Yeah.
But again, this one is a little bit different though, because you feel like Ipswich can't afford to draw this in a way, because of where their situation is. You know, the inevitables eventually happened that Southampton have caught them and overtaken them. All right, it's goal difference, and they've got tonight in hand. You'll be saying at the most optimistic point, if you can, from an Ipswich perspective. But you know, this is they're going to find themselves, or if they're probably already say they are in a 3-way fight for that second spot, which could benefit Leicester. And I did say this a few weeks ago. Games like this, the congestion of fixtures like this, are going to actually benefit Leicester in a weird way, given our little bit of leeway we've got at the top. So tonight we could see a different game. I'm expecting a more action-packed game, because when we first played the likes of Leeds and that, and I know Leeds beat us. Ooh, I hate saying that, but they did.
Your favourite team on the weekend?
Oh, yes, exactly. Yeah, they were, because they got a late winner and got me 3 points in the predictions league. But that's about as much as their praise goes. But no, you know, for me, Ipswich now, they could have risked getting a draw at home like they did against us. Don't have to be too aggressive, but tonight they might feel that they need to go at us and really get 3 points, because otherwise we've seen what happens in the division, Chris. We talk about it enough on a predictions league. In a blink of an eye, these could go on a bad run of 3 games, and all of a sudden they're 5th and they're a couple of points off the chasing pack. So tonight, I'm going to give it the commentator's curse, Chris, because I'm not technically commentating with you. But tonight, expect goals is my feeling. So Q 0-0.
Exactly. Go on then. Talk me through your score prediction.
Well, I've kind of backed my own words there, because I've gone for Leicester to customarily concede a goal, because it's the Leicester way. We have to give away a scruffy, annoying goal, or a goal that can't really be helped. I mean, again, don't like to talk about it too much, but the goals that Coventry scored, not really anything anyone could do about them in the circumstances. So Leicester always give away one, but I feel like Ipswich will, like I said, they'll have to. They feel like this is a game that if they can win, it will not only get them back up to second, but it'll keep the likes of Ipswich and Ipswich. We are Ipswich. They are Ipswich. Southampton and Leeds on their toes to be fighting out for that second automatic spot and keep their neck in front, if you will. I couldn't think of the saying I was trying to come up with. My brain froze on me. You know what I mean, Chris? Like, so this is a big opportunity for me, and I think Leicester play well when teams maybe give in and overcommit. Remember the Blackburn and Southampton results we got was by them going a bit too gun heavy to try and beat us. And I feel if Ipswich do that, I know they've got a lot of quality and you rate their manager, but I feel like Leicester always just seem to benefit from that. So I think Leicester will come out 3-1 winners.
You've gone 3-1
tonight. Even though you writ down 1-1 when you did the prediction show, and I get told off for doing points wrong. At least I'm not writing down results wrong. I'm just giving out extra points about to people because I'm.
Who's in charge of the prediction show?
I know, right? And I know exactly what I've done, but thankfully I've recalculated. I haven't made the mistake elsewhere. But because Nate and Jeff's badges in the group chat are exactly the same, I've obviously scrolled past one and nudged it up without realising. And when I've checked a particular result, where I'd already done Nate's and gave him the 3 points, I also realised that I'd give Jeff the same points for the same score, which he didn't predict. So I was losing my mind and marbles, but I have sorted it out. No one else complains. It's just Jeff. Jeff just doesn't really want to win. I've got a 5 on him to win it as well. He won't let me team.
he is being too honest. Then you always forget my 1 point anyway. Evening,
Oh,
Geordie.
yeah, sorry.
How are you? Welcome along. Thanks so much for your good wishes. Get your scores in, guys. Score predictions in. Kate's having a bit of trouble getting in, so I think she's going to retry. I'm not sure whether we've actually lost her because I didn't have my X open. So everybody get your score predictions in. I've gone 2-1. I can't remember what I went in the score predictions, to be honest with you. What did I go in the score predictions?
Well, I wouldn't go off what you've written down because you probably written it down wrong yourself.
No, I
think you went 2-1, Leicester.
Yeah, you went 1-1, didn't you?
No, I didn't, but that's what you've written down. I went 3-1. Although,
Hey.
just so you know, Chris, if it does finish 1-1 tonight, I'm taking it. I'm going to say Chris's evidence.
Man after my own heart. What was the Leeds Preston North End score?
That's midweek.
That was 2-1, wasn't it? No,
Yeah, that was 2-1. Sorry, they're playing again midweek as well, aren't they? Sorry, yeah.
So you get 3 points for that, don't you?
Yes.
Which has
Because
actually
I'm just not good.
saved your week.
I did say that to you, mate, didn't I? I did say that saved the week.
Well, that gives you 5 points, just out of interest. I've got 3, 6. I've got 9.
You've got 7. We've got 9, have you? Yeah, you've had a good. I've had a bad week again.
And even Ant's got 8. But it is hard
Yeah,
to
but
predict the league. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? That could all go tonight if what did Ant go for? I take it he's gone for a Leicester win, hasn't he? So
he's gone with me. He's gone 2-1.
yeah, see, 93rd minute, Vestergaard heads into the right net, makes it 3-1. You'll be cursing him again.
Indeed I will. Pia, thank you very much, Pia. I appreciate it. It's from the club shop. Right, Ronald has gone 2-0. Just write some of these down. Ronald has gone 2-0. Scott says he's going for a 0-0. I mean, would you take a draw, Scott? Scott, would you take a draw, Brad?
Yeah, I would because it only benefits Leicester really. You know, it keeps Ipswich no further, no closer to us than what they already are. I know Leeds and Southampton fans were jizzing into the wind when Coventry beat us, and they went from 65 to 62 points behind us in the chase.
Yeah.
So obviously I'd like to win so we could re-extend that gap and put the pressure on them and kind of have them looking up at us and cracking the necks. But again, a point's not the worst case. Playing Leicester now, you're in a position like Leeds, Ipswich, and Southampton. A point's not good enough. A point's not going to catch you up and get you up into their challenges. And the longer that stays like that for us, the sooner teams sort of kind of look at Leicester and go, meh, forget about them. We're not catching them, and then we kind of. I don't want to jinx it, but that might help us pull away from teams even more. So I would take a draw tonight. It would help our situation.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to get Kate in because I think she messaged me 20 minutes before I replied to her because I don't have my social media open on the match day. So I think she's probably in the ground now, so probably can't get a signal. So we'll be catching her post-match.
She's not done a Garindra. She's not got there and gone, no, I don't go to this one.
All the best, Scott. Thanks very much for popping in, buddy. If Ipswich were to win, that would put them on 61. It would make them mean they're only 4 points behind us. And to me, that's don't get me wrong. Most times you'd take that, wouldn't you? But, it's just a little bit close when you come to think where we have been.
Oh yeah, of course it is, and again that's chopped and changed before. There was you go back 4 or 5 weeks, Chris, and we were cheering on a Rotherham equaliser because that kept us ahead of them on goal difference. So yeah, it can change around. real quickly. And again, that's why I wouldn't mind taking a point, because tonight's the real incentive for Ipswich. You know, they didn't have a very good Christmas today. They were plagued with injuries, and the results suffered because of that. You know, we've talked in depth about Leicester's. Well, funny enough, their depth, not just in their starting 11, but you know, in the substitutes and the reserves. You know, and even some of the players that haven't made the match day, you know, would have teams envious to have them available for, you know, during injuries and crucial parts of the season. That's why I just think, yes, obviously it's at home. I want Leicester to win. That would be the best outcome. Obviously, you shouldn't need to state the obvious, but some people need to hear it. But again, getting that point, it just takes the edge out of them a little bit, doesn't it? Knowing that they had a chance to beat the leaders, catch them up, close them down, put the pressure on them, and they've not really taken it. And whereas Leicester come out of this still 7 points clear of Ipswich, they're going to look at that. I think Enzo would see it as a successful evening of football if they was to come away with it with a point.
Yeah, I know, and I just think he's a little bit too close for comfort. Then, do you know what I mean? And look,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, the top four: Leicester, Southampton, Ipswich, Leeds. I think they're probably going to be the top four come the end of the season. I think it's just the fifth and sixth that's being played for.
Yeah, it definitely looks that way. Nobody seems to be able to be that consistent now. I think you'd say the top four teams are rather consistent. You know, the difference between the top four and anyone else chasing is a team like Leicester or Southampton or Leeds or whatever. They have a few bad games, and then they have a big block of very good games. You know, we're not talking 9 out of 10 performances, but we're talking 1-0 wins in a difficult game, battering a side down at the bottom, you know, going on a 5-6 game unbeaten run, and you know, and not just unbeaten, Chris, but you know, winning 6 out of them 7 games as well. That's what these teams. That's what you need to do to try and get out of these style of divisions when there's playoffs and automatic spots in there. And I think you're right. You'd like to think for a bit more competition, maybe the likes of West Brom and that could maybe get a bit of run together and cause a bit of a stir. But you would say that top four is fighting it in and amongst itself for them top 2 spots, really.
I mean, would you say if we now ended up in the playoffs that's disappointing as a season or a disaster? How would you describe it if we ended up just in the playoffs?
It kind of depends how it plays out, because if we was to go on a catastrophic run and we was to go into the playoffs in sort of a whimper style, it was almost last season disastrous. And yes, I would say something's gone majorly wrong there. That's red flags galore. That's alarm bells sounding. There is something really wrong at the club to change so dramatically. If it came about because we lost a few more games, but we were still winning games, but the team below was just a little bit more impressive and squeaked us out somehow, you know, which is, you know, you're looking at Southampton and the former, and if someone like that and saying Ipswich was able to hold it together and we just slipped into the playoffs, I don't think you would. It's very circumstantial, because you hear playoffs and you look at Leicester's position and you would instantly think, oh yeah, that's a failure. Get the playoffs, it's a failure. But if it was like a really strong type top 3 race and we just edged it out because we had a little bit of a worse dip than others, then I suppose it would still feel like a bit of a unsuccessful season. But if you related it back to where we were this time last year and what we were expecting this year, I think, you know, it all depends how it came about, you know what I mean? I think that would literally be the only way it'd be acceptable.
You know, I like Phil McKenna. Is it Phil McKenna, the man? It's McKenna, anyway, the Ipswich manager. I would have
Russell McKenna.
Was it Russell, is it? I was going to agree with him coming to Leicester before, obviously, we knew it was going to be Enzo. He's come out I think it was him, or certainly one of his players. Somebody on the Ipswich team came out and said, oh, we do not consider Leicester a free hit.
No, and nor should they. Leicester aren't a I think teams that see Leicester as a free hit, with the great respect, are either struggling down the bottom and it makes more sense, or they're just not in the conversation to do anything for themselves this season. Maybe like a 13th, 14th placed Plymouth or Cardiff or whatever, where it doesn't. But it's right up there, and they should never play a team of Leicester's calibre or a team in that top of the table, no matter who it is, and say it's a free hit given their season. I think if their fans heard their manager before the hand or a player saying, "Oh well, it's Leicester, it's a free hit because they're who they are," it sends out a bad message. So I don't think anybody in that area, in that sort of league standing, if you will, should ever see Leicester as a free hit. They should be coming here, not just wanting, but also maybe even expecting to win, because they feel that they can compete with Leicester and get a job done over Leicester. Otherwise, you might as well just turn around and say you're not bothered in promotion.
Yeah. Last question before I let you go and the match starts. Barry saying failure to get promotion will mean the sack for Enzo, I'm sure.
See, I just don't see it myself.
I don't.
I know.
No.
Yeah, and you go back to what he said when he first took over here. He's here for the project, and Leicester in recent years, Chris, have been a lot wiser than they were when they first came in. We remember we were the original Watford before Watford tried to make it cool in sacking a manager every 3 games. We do talk about that period a lot on this channel. Some special shows we've done on the eras of previous managers. And Enzo, one of his first press conferences, Enzo said it didn't matter if it was this isn't a 1-year project. This could be a 5 or an 8-year project. It doesn't matter him. He wants to get Leicester not just back in the Premiership, but he wants to take them up with a ready, prepared squad to get into the Premiership and not just survive, but really regrow that reputation that had come around the club in recent years being in the Premier League. So I don't think even if for somehow, and I say somehow in that tone, Chris, because of how well it's going for us up until this point, if we were to somehow drop into the playoffs and somehow we didn't get promoted at this first attempt the way it's gone, I still don't think the owners would sack him, because we clearly have a manager whose mentality is, I'm here for the project, I'm here for the long run, if you will.
It's the same question would arise. Obviously, if we do a Burnley, we go up and we're struggling and we get relegated, do we then sack him then? It's all ifs, buts and maybes. They are in the tunnel now, so thank you very much. Are you able to watch the game, Brad?
Yeah, I should be able to watch the game. I've got some way of logging in on the Fox's hub, so I should be okay to watch it. If not, you'll know I'll give as best as I can for my analysis either way.
I will see you at half time then. Thank you very much, sir.
See you at half time, buddy.
Take care, bud. Thanks very much. Thanks to Brad there. He will be back with us at get rid of myself then, with his expert knowledge. Right. Let us get set up and get ready for the watch along.
This is the Leicester Till I Die Watch Along show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
Okay, don't forget that I will not be taking a lot of chat or dealing with the chat a lot to join the match, because I will be watching the match. Any spoilers, if I come back in, if there's any mods in, they will just get rid of you. Any spoilers, we're all at different times depending how we're watching it. Whether it be on satellite or by the hub or whatever, we're all watching it at different times. So if anybody is a wanker and decides to say something, even as a joke, even if they're joking and they're going to have a laugh, you're kicked, you're banned. We don't cake it anymore. We're just fed up with you wankers spoiling it for everybody else. So if you do that, you're out. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. I'm sorry, but hey ho, that's life. It is the Watch Along show. We're about to kick off. Leicester City hosting Ipswich Town, and we hopefully, fingers crossed, can get the 3 points.
This is the Leicester Till I Die Watch Along show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
Totally would love it as well. So basically, guys, you wait for me to announce whether it's a penalty, a goal, a sending off, whatever. And please, I don't know what the likes are at, but please do like it. Phil's liked it. Thank you very much. Yeah, Ronald, thank you very much. There's just no need. Just wait for me to say it. It's not rocket science. It's not difficult. It's not hard for people to understand. It really isn't. But apparently some people, wow, their IQs aren't that big apparently. Anyway, here we go. We're ready to kick off. Leicester City at home. Vardy on the bench. I'm laughing a joke with Kevin sat next to him. The clock will be up. There will be a clock on the thing, so on the screen when we kick off, so you'll be able to see. Don't know if I can add it and then pause it. There we go. Nate, hello. So you can quickly get your prediction in if you want. I'm about to kick off. Some of the players are, some of the players aren't taking the knee. Ipswich about to kick off, kicking from right to left, and we're away. And Leicester obviously in all blue and doing what they like to do. And it's the first corner straight away for Ipswich off Chowdhury. Faust couldn't quite to keep it in. So, yeah, Ipswich in their away, all orange kit, kicking, like I say, from right to left. Leicester in their all blue, kicking from left to right, as they like to do in the first half. Corner on the far side for Ipswich. Poor corner. It's headed clear. Of course, with no Cassidy anymore. It was Cannon that was clearing it then. Cassidy gone back to Chelsea, which Chelsea seem to think mean there's going to be a lot of sales. He thinks a lot of sales. People will be going out if they call Chowdhury back, but Chowdhury, Cassidy back. Vestergaard brings it over to Justin on the right here at the moment. With Faz on the left, that may well change. Leicester with the ball. Long ball out to Mavadidi on the far side. Takes it well. Attacks the orange back line of defence. Oh, and then the ball's given away. Ipswich clear it, but only as far as Faz. So Faz is on the left for some reason. Justin on the right. Will they swap? We've seen this before, of course. Cheers, Nate. Just got it in. We're closing it now for the predictions. I don't like Faz on the left. Oh, now then, that was a slip up by the Ipswich there. Can Leicester take advantage? No, they can't take advantage. It was a poor slip up by the Ipswich defence. They let Cannon in. He tried to run through. McAteer just couldn't quite get his foot behind it. That was a chance, it has to be said, although there was a lot of players around around Tom Cannon. So Leicester pressing hard on Ipswich at the moment. Well taken by the Ipswich player. Nice 1-2 into the centre of the field, but they lose out. That was good by Winks. Through ball there by Leicester, but he was fouled. Ricardo was fouled as he tried to put that ball through. Does everybody like the new smaller clock, by the way? A lot of people saying that the other clock was too big. Everybody like the way that it's set up tonight? Chowdhury passes out to Faz on the left. Plays it upfield to Mavididi. Back to Faz. Back to Mavididi. It's tight in that corner. Finally goes out for a Leicester throw. It's left for Chowdhury. Takes it back to Faz. Back to Hermansen, who's just outside his area. Plays it back to Faz. All a bit tight in that corner. Long ball, beautifully long ball by Faz there. But unfortunately, a little bit too hard for Cannon to get on at the end. Well, that's it. That's, he's our enforcer. Remember last season, Ronald, we kept saying, there's nobody in the midfield that's taking up the, doing those big challenges. And you're going to do that, you're going to obviously lack a Roy Keane. You're going to give lots of fouls away. So unfortunately, it comes with the territory. Leicester now. Dewsbury Hall, that's a foul. Yeah. Dewsbury Hall taken out there. Shoulder barge. Never used to be a foul, of course. Oh, Phil. Oh, my God. You know what, Phil? You've got too much time on your hands. Anyway, Chowdhury, Dewsbury Hall, Justin, McAteer. Plays it back to Vestergaard. Back to Justin on this near side. McAteer. Playing some nice 1-2 football in a little triangle here, Leicester. It's finally Vestergaard who plays it all the way across. Doesn't quite get to Mavididi. It's headed back safely into the Ipswich goalkeeper's arms. Maybe I need a second opinion, Phil. Leicester. Ipswich really playing dangerously there. You could argue that it was a foul and a penalty, but I think the Ipswich players got away with it. But playing very dangerously out from the back there, nearly giving Leicester a chance to go ahead. Ipswich looking a little bit nervous at the back at the moment. Justin is played off the ball. He recovers well. Can he stop the cross coming in? He does. Referee, I think, is allowing play on there. I thought he was going to give a foul against Dewsbury Hall. But it's with Ipswich on this near side. Played into the middle. Leicester are not taking any prisoners. They're going in hard for the tackles. Vestergaard. Well played, Vestergaard. Now McAteer steps on the ball and he gets a throw in. I've said this before. I've forgotten how good McAteer is. What was our top goal scorer at one time, wasn't he? And he got injured. You're thinking, what are we going to do with McAteer? And he, to be honest with you, he played very, very well at the start of the season. Oof. Justin was caught there, but advantage Leicester, and we give it away. But they've been forced back of Ipswich, and he goes all the way back to the Ipswich keeper. In his first 7-8 minutes, Leicester have probably been on top. The free kick to Vestergaard takes out the Ipswich player, and so it's a free kick to the team in orange. It's going to be interesting because they're just saying now is that Vestergaard is up against a player called Jackson for Ipswich, who's very fast, and we know unfortunately Vestergaard is not blessed with speed. That's going to be a free kick. Chowdhury won the ball, then taken out from behind. Just a bit, well, not midway in the Leicester half. It's closer towards the halfway line. Chowdhury. Oh, excuse me. Back to Faz. Hermansen. Ball at the feet in the box. Vestergaard is keeping it under control, plays it back to Hermansen. Remember that no Oh, Hermansen! Oh, it was a back pass. He had it under control, I thought, but then he didn't. It was a very heavy touch and got away with it, Hermansen. Leicester coming away, though, from the Ipswich throw-in. That was a hairy moment. He got away with one there. Dewsbury Hall. Mavadidi on the right here. Yeah, just saying no Enzo in the dugout today. He's up in the stand somewhere. Being radio contact, I'm sure, with Caballero. Oh, hang on. Oh, Winks takes a shot. I'm not sure whether Dewsbury Hall wasn't held. Mavadidi, let's just have a look at this. Mavadidi pinched the ball away. He got in. He was pulled back, but as he was pulled back, his arm came back, but it was let go. That's Ipswich got away with one there. Ipswich at the moment have been the creator of their own downfall. It's out for a Leicester throw-in midway into their own half. Justin to Vestergaard. Back to Justin. Some mistakes coming at the back for both sides, indeed. Ben, never a worry, mate. As long as you got a note from your mum, that's fine. So Vestergaard brings the ball out. Just a little tap to Justin on this near side. Dewsbury Hall back to Justin, back to Vestergaard. Back to Justin again. Both sides are looking could have let goals in through to their own mistakes, to be honest with you. McAteer now on this near side. Plays it into the box, but it was headed clear and easily. Dewsbury Hall offered him an overlap, but he decided not to take it, and Wolfenden heads it clear. Back with Dewsbury Hall now. Gets it to Vestergaard. Back to Faz in the centre circle, being closed down very quickly. A long ball up, but he was sliding as he tried to kick it forward. It goes out for a goal kick to Ipswich. Leicester fans in full voice here. Oh, we literally didn't shut the Ipswich goalkeeper down then, and we ended up getting it, but ended up all the way back with our keeper. Dewsbury didn't quite get that, and it's now back with the Ipswich keeper. Burns, can he take advantage of... no, he can't. There's a throw therefore, but Ipswich, their player Burns, won the header off Chowdhury. Could have caused us trouble, but Chowdhury did sort of come back and get it back and cause the mistake. He's gone out for a throw in now to Ipswich. Ipswich in their all orange strip, watching Satsumas. Now Leicester have lost the ball in a dangerous position. Oh, closed it down there, Mavadidi. But we've lost it again. Can't keep hold of the ball at the moment, Leicester. "15 minutes gone, as you can see, 0-0. I think Leicester need to... Oh, that was unlucky. It was unlucky from Ricardo there. I think if he'd cut that pass out, he could have been through. But it's with Ipswich on the far side. Oh, this time Ricardo does get it, and he's all alone on the far side. Cannon's running up into the box. Dewsbury Hall's there as well. Oh, Dewsbury Hall. Wow. That was a marvellous take there from Ricardo down the far side. Cannon pulled off to the right. Dewsbury Hall down the middle. He got the ball. Oh, he tried to... Cannon was open there. Nobody was picking Cannon up, but it was just too hard and too far in front of him. I'm not saying it would have been 1-0, but Cannon was open. Unfortunately, it's a heavy touch off Dewsbury Hall. So Ipswich have it at the back. Goes back to their goalkeeper. Ipswich have looked probably slightly more the nervous of the two teams. Leicester, I think, really do after the performance against Coventry. Oh, hang on. Oh, Cannon. You've got to say, is it just a matter of time? A kick out there by the Ipswich keeper. Again, great closing down by Leicester. Played it out to Cannon. McAteer's mad. He's saying, why didn't you pass to me? It's a corner. He certainly told Tom Cannon about it. So it's a corner on the far side. It's taken wide. Dewsbury Hall. Oh, Maberdeen, not sure what that was. That was a training ground corner that somebody had lost the last page of. It just goes out wide. Caballero there. And there's Enzo. Stood up at the back. Can't see any radios. Caballero stands up and comes out to give somebody a shout at. Chances are coming Leicester's way. Goes long from the goalkeeper straight through to our keeper. Passes out to Faz on the left. By Chowdhury back to Vestergaard, who plays a long ball up this time. Oh, lovely. Well taken by McAteer. Dewsbury Hall. Winks. Chowdhury. Quite far forward. Oh, a lovely back heel there from Ricardo. Sorry, from Mavadini to Ricardo. That was a lovely, lovely little back heel. Oh, slip there. I think that was Ricardo, but now, oh, Chowdhury got the nutmeg in there. I think Harry Winks thinks he should have got that throw in there, but he didn't. John, how you doing, mate? How's Eintracht Frankfurt getting on this season, mate? Nice to see you. It's been a while. Hope you are well, sir. Throw in for Ipswich on the far side, headed away by Faz, but it's only as far as a Ipswich player, but it ends up with Leicester now. Played out to McAteer, who's got space to run down this right-hand side, and he uses it. Looking for support. Turns on the ball. Plays it back to Justin. Winks has it in the middle of the field. Now Chowdhury. Vestergaard. Back with Justin, who just edges it forward a little bit. Through to Dewsbury Hall, who turns on the ball. Oh, try to play it through then to Ricardo. Just a little bit too much weight on it again from Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall fluffing it a little bit. So Ipswich have it at the back on the near side. Ipswich coming down the left side now. Lovely overlap. Not sure what the referee was doing there. Has he given a free kick? Who's he giving it to? Vestergaard and the Ipswich player are having a little bit of an argument. No, it wasn't a foul off Yannick. So it's a throw-in to Leicester. Good referee in there. Just in. Chowdhury up and under. Headed back in by Luton Town, but it's back in Luton's half now. Coming up to halfway in the first half. So trying to play it out from the back, Ipswich. Oh, not very successfully as it goes out for a Leicester throw just about on the halfway line on the near side. Vestergaard all the way back to Hermansen. Chowdhury across the back four line to Chowdhury, to Justin. Back to Hermansen. So Ricardo now. That was Paz now. Lovely through ball to Justin, who's got loads of space here. Inside to Dewsbury Hall, who takes it, facing the Leicester goal, but spins round. 1-2 with Mavididi. Tries to get the ball across, but he can't. Oh, they somehow managed to get it away, Ipswich. At the moment, and I'm regretting, I don't know if I really want to say this, but there's only one team look like scoring at the moment, and that is the team in blue. As Luton give it a Luton. It's because it's in orange. Ipswich give the ball away. Justin has it. Winks now. Oh, plays it out to Mavididi, who came running in off screen. A bit of a twist and turn. Chowdhury has a shot. Oh! Whoa! That would have been an amazing effort. Chowdhury, I've not seen him do that many times. Oh, what a save. I mean, it would have been probably Chowdhury's best ever goal for Leicester. Okay, look, we've got 71 watching, 29 likes. Come on, guys. No, they managed to get it away from the corner, though, Ipswich. I keep wanting to say Luton because they're in bloody orange. Get those likes up, please, guys. Jerry Taggart's just saying he's a little bit concerned about whether there's anybody sort of for Leicester who are just sort of lurking on the edge of the box, trying to pick up loose balls. Anyway, should have been a Leicester throw, but it wasn't. It went to Ipswich. And that's a free kick to Ipswich. They are going more for the long ball, Ipswich. Now then, they've got space on the far side. Oh, cleared by, blocked and cleared by, not cleared because it's still there for Ipswich. Still got the ball, but it's back in the centre circle. 33 likes now, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, indeed, Nate. It was a good effort. Oh, good chance for Ipswich there, but it goes up and over. That's probably the best chance. That should have been. Should have been should have at least hit the target there. So remember, guys, no spoilers. Nate will deal with you if he sees any. So Vestergaard, that was a good chance for Ipswich. I do feel like Ipswich are actually playing a lot of long balls, though. Has now. Long ball forward. Mavadidi takes it into the box. McAteer. Did I say Mavadidi? I meant McAteer. He literally didn't pass it to anybody. I don't know what he was doing. It was a lovely ball. Took it into the box and then ran out of the box with it. Was looking for somebody to pass to. Winks. Out to Justin now on this near side. He'll look to cross it in. Leicester are not getting rushed at all. McAteer on the near side. I think he was looking for an opportunity to shoot McAteer there, where maybe he could have looked for a pass. And with Vestergaard in the centre circle, out to Justin on this near side. 1-2 with Winks, gets it back. And back to Winks and back to Justin. Now it's to Dewsbury Hall. Vestergaard. Hermanson playing a 1-2 with Vestergaard. Chowdhury. Vestergaard. Justin on this near side. Neo's back to Vestergaard. Hermanson, he's halfway up into the half. Definitely using this sweeper keeper role literally. Cannon now took a good ball there. Tries to attack the Ipswich defence. Gets it back to Faz. Winks now. Mavadidi. Ricardo. Mavadidi! It's in! It's an own goal! It's an own goal, but who cares? It's 1-0 to Leicester City. Yes! They picked him apart there. 1-0. Davis' own goal, I think it was. It's a lovely move. Let's just have a look. Mavadidi gets the ball on the far side. 1-2 with Ricardo. Plays it at the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper palmed it, but straight against Davis, number 3. It hits him. I think it might even go through the keeper's hand, so that the Davis might have not been expecting it. And it hits Davis and goes in. It's a lovely move. Lovely, lovely move. Wow, 1-0 to Leicester. Second own goal of the season for him. So, I don't know whether the goalkeeper actually, he dived for it. I think it might have gone through his hands and Davies wasn't expecting it. But look, it was a lovely move. Lovely move. Winks, so he doesn't quite get the ball out. It hits an Ipswich player and they now come back. Jeff, yes. They do nicely. Game should open up. Ipswich have got to come out more now, which will give us... I love it when we score first because, like I say, the opposition then has to come at us. And, of course, that means that they leave spaces open at the back. So, shall we have a look at the table? Well, we're up to 33 likes. Can we get to 50? We've got 73 in. Just waiting for the table to update. So Leicester now. Leicester on 66. Ipswich down to third now with that. We've done Southampton a favour. And I'm sure Leeds are happy with us at the moment as well. But remember Boxing Day. LCFC, hello, how are you? Yeah, indeed, Phil, you're quite right. I agree with you. Kyle, it will do. It will do. Can Leicester hold on to this now? 34 minutes gone. Mavadidi. Now Mavadidi on the far side. Is he going to cause problems again as he cuts into the box? He's got two players on him, but he's holding on to the ball. He's going to get a free kick for that, surely. Yes, he is. Mavadidi's causing them all sorts of problems. Jim, hello from sunny Florida. Bugger off, I hate you. We're in the middle of a storm here. I joke, Jim. Nice to see you, Jim. Six or 7 yards from the dead ball line now for KDH, and Harry Winksy stood over it as well. Fingers crossed for you, LCFC. Good luck, mate, with that. I think it's going to be Dewsbury Hall that will take it. No, yeah, Winks leaves it. It comes in, but it's headed clear. Only as far as Mavadidi, who shoots it in. And it's a corner to Leicester. Sure what went on. Winks ran up to take it, stopped. Then obviously Dewsbury Hall took it. It was headed out, shot in from McAteer, and it cannoned off a few people. And Dewsbury Hall's got the ball in the corner quadrant. Oh, Vestergaard there. What a header. Straight at the goalkeeper, unfortunately. My daughter's at a uni in London, LCFC. Oh, Mavadidi. He gets it back. Winks to Justin. Justin's got McAteer free on here. He finds him on the near side. He cuts inside. Justin. Now to Dewsbury Hall in the Mavadidi rolls. He chips it into the box. Oh, Ricardo. How did he miss that? Oh, maybe Cannon should have stuck his foot out and tried to take it. So we are on 68 points, guys. 10 points clear now of Southampton as it stands. And, of course, Ipswich. Double figures. Kate likes her double figures. No problem, Nate. You take care, buddy. Look, this is Leicester. This is Ipswich. We know how the Boxing Day game ended, so let's not count our chickens. Cannon got a lovely touch, but McAteer was offside. Knew he was. Couldn't take it. But Leicester still coming forward, Leicester. $78 in, 33 likes. We need to try and get to 50 likes by half time. If you haven't liked it, please do. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, doesn't commit you to anything. Just smash those likes buttons. It does really, really help the channel. McKenna looking a little bit worried there, shouting out instructions from his technical area. Oh, free kick there to Leicester. A late challenge there on Mavididi. Mavididi is causing so many problems. The commentators just said then Ipswich looked scared of Mavididi. Oh, giving the ball away there by Vestergaard. Oh, it comes forward, across in the box, but easily taken by Hermanson. I mean, that could have played a lot of teams in, but wasted by Ipswich, in fairness. Anyway, Vestergaard bringing the ball away. You forget that when when we're talking and going mad at players for making mistakes, we forget when we look at them how well they've done this season. Justin now gives the ball away. Oh, Chowdhury, good header there from the cross. McAteer comes back and does his defensive duties well and pumps it up forward. I mean, Vestergaard knew that he couldn't keep up with Jackson there, so Vestergaard peeled off into the box. And it was a crosser in, but Chowdhury got his header to it. When it comes to a race, Vestergaard is never going to keep up with Jackson. This is the worry for me if we were to get promoted. Rolled out from Hermanson to Chowdhury, just stand on the ball. Now it's over to Vestergaard. Oh, a lax ball then from Vestergaard, but Dewsbury manages to get hold of it and turn it into an attack here. McAteer on this side. Gale does well to get the ball. Chips it! Oh! That was a quick counter-attack there from Leicester. Dewsbury Hall was played into trouble really by Vestergaard. But now, poor pass back to Leicester. Oh, now, lovely turn by the Ipswich player. Oh, Vestergaard this time is in the right place, right time. It hits him and goes out for a corner. I think that was more by luck than judgment. Let's just have a watch of this. Comes back in. Yeah, I think it was probably more. It was in the right place, and that's what you need to be as a player. So corner, second one for Ipswich here. One really early on in the half, one really late in the half. It's in. Oh, everybody missed out on that. I had it clear, but it's come back out to Ipswich. Doesn't quite get what he wants on it. Dewsbury Hall bounced it upfield, but Cannon couldn't quite get onto the end of it. Now, good play from Ipswich here. No, Faz won it. A fast tackle there. The Ipswich player stopped for a free kick. The ref went nope, and it was right in front of the referee, but it was a little bit too hard when the ball went through for McAteer. So Ipswich trying to play it out now, but losing it out again. Mavididi now on the far side keeps it in. Oh, nutmegs it through to Faz. Oh, he slipped, but it's still Leicester. Cannon! Oh! No, Faz! Oh, it was offside. Cannon with a chance there. Ipswich, Faz slipped there. I thought for a minute I was about to shout penalty, but he... So let's have a look at this. Faz slips. Oh, he falls over himself really, but gets up, gets straight back up, gets the ball out to Cannon. Cannon shoots it in. The goalkeeper saves it. Leicester at the moment are the team on top. Justin here on the near side. One minute of extra time, injury time, I should say. But now Ipswich coming forward on this near side. He needs support. He gets it. Ipswich slowly bringing it forward. They're going to try a long shot. It's high and wide. So you've got to say it was Leicester's half. And there it is. It is half time, everybody. Right, time for me to go and water the plants. Give me 5 and I will be back. I'll be back. Thank you very much for sticking with us. Please click those likes, guys. 70 and only 33 likes. It really, I can't tell you how much it really does help the channel. But we'll be right back.
The TalkSport Fan Network is the ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts,
including Leicester Till I Die, independent analysis and reaction for the Foxes faithful.
The TalkSport Fan Network.
Unbeatable club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Follow the podcast on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Hello, Matt Elliott here.
Hi, Alan Smith here.
Hey guys, Ian Hume here.
Hi everybody, Jerry Taggart here.
Be sure to watch
Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV
for all the latest Leicester City news and information.
You can also subscribe on YouTube and various social media channels
for the latest updates and news on Leicester City Football Club.
Come on, you foxes!
Indeed. Well, it's half time. As you can see there, Leicester City 1, Ipswich 0, thanks to a Davies own goal. Who cares? Who cares? Carl said it's like first and second leg. Last time we played was like 3 weeks ago. It is. It is. It has got that feel about it, doesn't it? I keep wanting to say Luton. Who else plays in orange other than Luton? Just finish that off. Barry said could be worth trying Cannon and Vardy up front. I don't know, Boris. Put some pressure on it, so we're not going to get. We're not going to get two up front, are we? I can't see anyway. Blackpool, Tangerine, Blackpool. But no, it's a fair point. I'd forgotten about Blackpool. I lived there for 2 years. At that point, it was the worst ground I'd ever been to. It really was. It's been done up since then. Leicester, well, my notes here from the first half. I hope you're all right, Scott. Look after yourself, mate. Look after yourself. Better team, definitely. I mean, let's just have a look at some of the stats here. So, in that half, 59% possession to Leicester, 9 shots to 3, 4 on target to none for Ipswich, 3 corners to 2. Okay, look, he's back from outer space. Turn around now and take that look up off your face. Brad, well, we take it, don't we?
Yeah. You definitely take it. You're winning at half time against a third place team. And I know the scoreline doesn't really suggest it, but that's more down to our lack of composure, I think I could say. That it's not more. But this on paper, and so far you'd say it's a tight game if you're a neutral, but if you've been watching it, the referee would have probably been stopping this at some points for Leicester's control of the ball and possession, just lacking that little bit of extra class and clinical finishing. But I will take me 1-0 up at half time.
Yeah, I will. I mean, the notes I've got here, just going through that, we were certainly going in hard. You know, we weren't letting them sort of settle, and you know, we weren't holding back with the tackles. We were up for it right from the start, weren't we? Yeah, we were. It's actually. I probably shouldn't be, because it'll probably bite me in the arse saying this, but I'm actually a little bit disappointed in the lack of creative and energetic spark, it seems, from Ipswich. They seemed to want to do to what most teams have done in their peril, which is stick 11 men behind the ball, let Leicester do what they want, and almost wait and pray for Leicester to make a mistake, which, barring the odd bad pass or two, they haven't really done. It's just, it's not been a typical first versus third class, has it, Chris? It's felt very one-sided without Leicester doing too much extravagant themselves. You know, very good save by their goalkeeper, and Cannon's had a chance or two to maybe double that lead. But that aside, Chris, it's not like with all the control Leicester have had, they haven't like had 20 shots at Ipswich's goal, which is maybe the only downside you could say to the first half performance. Is it's not, Leicester haven't gone about it the right way to maybe have added a second to the half-time score. It looked a bit nervous defensively from both sides at the start, and there was a lot of chances that were being created, or the chances that were being created for Leicester and Ipswich seemed to come from mistakes, And I have to say, my love child not having his best of games, Vestergaard.
No, he's not, but he might feel a little bit of redemption now that the own goals are level on aggregate, if you will. That's an own goal for Vestergaard and an own goal for their defender. So, it's one aspect. But, I mean, again, no one's having a standout game. There isn't a Leicester player that you can point to in that first half and say, they controlled this, they did that very well. They're one of the bigger reasons why we're winning. But, yeah, I mean, it's not his greatest game, but... you're a lover of statistics, Chris. Nothing's gone past him to go in the back of the net yet, so he's not having the worst of games either. He hasn't been part of a defence that's conceded a goal yet, so I'm sure as long as he can keep them at bay the second half.
I'm just trying to be fair, and as much as I sort of big him up when he's not having a good game, I just do point it out. You're saying nobody's really controlled the game. I think Mavididi they poo their pants every time Mavididi gets the ball, and he really is controlling down that right hand side. And well, let's be honest with you, he created the goal. Don't know what their goalkeeper was doing. He seemed to dive for it, but it seemed to go through both his hands. Just watching it there, I don't think he gets a touch on it, and it goes through and hits their poor defender and into the net.
Yeah, I mean, look, Mavididi is... I know we've had this from managers in the past, and even our greatest managers have had their favourites. Mavididi is definitely eyed up as a special talent under Enzo. He's one that is predominantly brought up by the press and answered by Enzo. It's one of the few things he tends to love to reiterate. And all we've seen since he's joined us is a player grow at a rapid rate of... not just developing as a player, but his maturity as well. I mean, it was touched upon a few times on my stream. He does not shirk that defensive responsibility, Chris. I mean, we usually say about Harry Winks being a bit of a Duracell bunny. Well, he must have got Mavididi a set for Christmas to share the same powerage, because he is. You are right, Chris. He is everywhere, and he's doing the dirty work that a player of his caliber and his position don't usually get for. And yeah, you could probably say, if you wanted to pick a standout character, then I would have to agree that yes, Mavididi is definitely right now, I would say, probably head and shoulders above them in terms of standout performances.
Just
doing his work.
I just want to bring a comment in here from George, who was an Ipswich fan, who says, "You've been all over us so far. This is what happens when you injure our striker, sell one and get one in, fair play. I get no one in, fair play." He then says, parachute payments always win in the end. I mean, George, if you're going to come in and make comments like that, please do your homework. We haven't actually bought anybody in this window yet. You've got somebody in on loan, I believe, from Blackburn. We haven't even got a loan player in. We got £100 million in from sales. We spent about 35 on purchases, and we cannot afford to bring anybody else in because we are trying to stick to financial fair play. So don't come in here with that bullshit about parachute payments. That's like me turning around and saying, well, Ipswich, they've come up, but of course they'll get found out and they'll end up probably about 15th. It's bullshit, George. And go and check your homework before you come in, please. Thank you. Goodbye. That's all I've got to say. People coming in and quoting parachute payments, salty. Anyway, the players are about to come back out. Brad, so we'll have a longer chat at full time. Thank you very much. Hey, let's just 45 minutes of the same then, eh?
Yeah. Well, 2 goals for Leicester and 1 for Ipswich, and I'll be dead happy, but I'll just take a win right now. So, yeah, let's not get too greedy.
It is one of those, isn't it, where don't care what, I just want the win, and anything I get in the prediction league's a bonus.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, mate. Thanks very much, buddy, and I'll see you at full time.
Yeah, no worries. In a bit.
Take care. Goodbye. Thanks to the Brad, as always, there. Yeah, don't keep going on, people, about the parachute payment. Oh, you're a Premier League team. You've got Premier League players, blah, 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 blah. Oh. What a load of bullshit. John, to be honest with you, I would sooner be playing you under Rooney than under Mowbray. So I think you've made the right decision there. And we're away. Well, that is a bit big, isn't it? There we go. That's more like it. So Leicester now kicking towards the cop end, which they like to do in the second half. In their all blue strip, right to left as we watch it. In all their orange are Ipswich. It's going to get a corner like they did in the first half, Ipswich. Kicking from left to right in all their all orange, Terry's chocolate orange colour. Now I just get fed up with people always saying, no, you've got a Premier League team. No, we haven't. If we had a fucking Premier League team, we'd be in the Premier fucking League. It's all bollocks. And anyway, what Lou, you talk about not pulling punches. How's your bet going, by the way? Yeah, it is a bit of a salty, stupid comment to make, but I spoke to a couple of Ipswich fans on a couple of podcasts. One of them was on, don't forget, every Thursday, I think it is now, at 6 o'clock on TalkSport 2, there's the EFL podcast, and there's me and an Ipswich fan were talking on there, and we had one obviously on the show the other day. Both of them lovely guys. I mean, every club has the old I'm sure you have got 45 minutes indeed. I can't even remember what you sent me now, so no changes for either team at half time. So Faz still playing on the left-hand side. Just in now. Back to Vestergaard, who's been... Oh, that's going to be a free kick, hasn't it? No. I thought Dewsbury Hall was literally wrestled down. But then McAteer is given away a free kick. No, that wasn't a free kick. Ipswich player cheating there and going down. You know what he was doing. Vardy-esque, shall we just say that? So free kick comes in. Oh, and it's out for a corner. Good, that was a good free kick in. Caused quite a few problems for Chaplin. Oh, somehow Cannon. It kind of hit one leg, hit the other leg, and went out. Wasn't the cleanest of defence of defending, but hey, it all counts. So a corner now, going to come in right-footed from the far side. Vestergaard gets up and heads it out for a third corner in a row. That's not such a good corner, but it's still with Luton. What am I saying? Ipswich. Oh, Burns was through. What a save from Hermansen. That should have been. No, he wasn't offside. Good save. What a save. That has kept us in the match. I don't think Ipswich can't believe they're not 1-0 up, and it's another corner. Comes in. Vestergaard away again, but it's headed back in. It's all Ipswich at the moment. And Clark, who then takes a wild shot, and it's a OM. I don't think we're panicking necessarily. I think it's just Ipswich are doing what they need to do. And fair play to Ipswich. You know, they need to come out and have a go at us, and that is what they are doing. Vestergaard now plays it back to Hermansen. Where he got it from, and he'll get it back again. They need to get this ball away, Leicester. Oh, Dewsbury Hall there. Don't know. The commentator can't believe he's getting away with what he's getting away with, Dewsbury Hall. $76 in. We've still only got 33 likes, guys. Just to update it. 42 now. Need to try and get up to the 50, please. So Ipswich are doing what they have to do, which is put pressure on Leicester. But we need to take advantage of that. And we've got a throw in on the far side, midway into the Ipswich half. Remember, Leicester now kicking towards the cop, right to left. Somebody give him something to throw out with this throw in, please. Dewsbury Hall does, but he can't keep hold of it. And he's giving it away, though. Ricardo, who he didn't do very well with it, Ricardo, when he got it. Now Leicester's got to calm down. I'm going to state the obvious, a la Michael Owen, but we need a second goal. But at the moment, it's not looking like it's going to come. We just need to. Oh, lovely play by Mavididi. Oh, lovely 1-2 with Ricardo. He's in. Can he get the cross in? No, he can't. Oh, he had all the time in the world, but loads of space, and he doesn't get the cross in. But it does go out for a corner. Mavididi, carry on where he left off. Lovely 1-2 with Ricardo. Lovely 1-2. And it was a hard, heavy touch, I think, as he was running in. But he's going to take the corner himself on the near side. Corner comes in. Oh, it's another corner. Corner's coming thick and fast in this half. Causing problems, that corner. Everybody almost for Ipswich is back. Oh, this time it's all the way through. And that's a corner on the far side. It's a half of corners so far. That's it. Referee's having a word with Cannon, just telling them all just to calm it down a little bit. Calm it down. Cannon shaking his head, but it's gone right back to where he was, Cannon. So, corner comes in from Leicester. Oh, off the line, I think it was. Oh, McAteer swings at it. Somebody gets the foot in the way for Ipswich. Ricardo plays it all the way out to Dewsbury Hall, who wasn't offside. The hands went up. At the moment, Leicester are saying, well, you're going to come at us, we're going to come at you. And that's what they are doing. Faz now. That gets it back. It's head tennis at the moment. Justin takes it down. McAteer, Justin. Winks has got it now. Leicester now, they're taking a bit of control of the game. 10 minutes into this second half. McAteer did well to keep that one in because that cross was like, well, there was two Leicester players. It went straight in between them. Now then, it's getting a bit juicy now, this game. Dewsbury Hall again takes it and turns as he likes to. Oh, cross in from Leicester. Dewsbury Hall on the edge of the box. Chowdhury now. He's free. Mavididi on this near side. Looking at a chance to shoot. Gets the cross in. Oh, a bit too heavy, a bit too high. But it still comes to Dewsbury Hall. Oh, that was a foul. It's a good position for a free kick for Leicester. I think Harness there. He did apologise straight away. Let's have a look what happened here. Oh. I mean, Dewsbury Hall is up there for man of the match at the moment. Harry Winks goes over to have to chats again with Dewsbury Hall. Last free kick led to a corner, which led to a goal in the first half. So everybody's up for Leicester. Hermanson will probably be out of his goal as well. Dewsbury Hall in. Faz, oh, he heads it clear, the defender for Ipswich. Mavididi plays it in. McAteer now in the centre. Mavididi cuts inside. Oh, he's blocked there, but the referee says no foul. Ipswich now trying to get the ball away, but this time they're fouled. Chowdhury going to be booked here? It was McAteer that did the challenge. You know, McAteer made the challenge. I think Chowdhury needs to learn to keep his mouth closed in that position. I think the referee sort of said that's your last warning. So anyway, it's played back to the Ipswich goalkeeper. Plays it out to the far side. Well, they came at us for the first 5 minutes, did Ipswich. There's been a yellow card for Travis. 58 minutes. First yellow card of the game. Lewis Travis, yellow card. Looks like Ipswich are getting ready to make some changes here. So Chowdhury with a free kick this time. No, he's left it. Now Winks is coming up. Takes it short to Chowdhury. He goes back to Faz on this left defensive position for him. Oh, I know. Couldn't quite control it. Cannon goes out for a throw in. We're not letting Ipswich settle again. Ipswich now. Oh, nice ball for Ipswich. Vestergaard calmly just clicks it round himself and kicks it upfield. Nice play. Well, an interesting second half. Doesn't look like those substitutions are going to be made just yet. And it's played straight out by Ipswich, and it's a throw-in in front of the dugout. So now the changes are coming. 2 changes now for Ipswich. So Marcus Harness is off for Ipswich, the number 11, and is replaced by Sarimento. I think Travis has come off for Taylor, just waiting for that confirmation. Jackson now coming forward for Ipswich. Oh, Faz. Yeah, Travis is off for Ipswich. And now Leicester can break. Oh, McAtee just taken off his foot, and Taylor is on for Ipswich. A good effort there for Ipswich. Faz didn't wait for Hermansen to come for it. Oh, don't know how that got through for Leicester for Ipswich, but it did. So back to centre circle, really, for Ipswich now. 62 minutes gone, as you can see. Leicester closing the play down here, forcing Ipswich back. Indeed, Jeff, indeed. It's a throw into Leicester. So as soon as they made the substitutions, they nearly had a chance, did Ipswich. No, but no substitutions yet for Leicester. Be interesting to see on the bench. Of course, we have got Cody Doyle, Vardy, Albrighton, Pratt, Eunice, Marchal, and Nelson. I think we could possibly see Vardy coming on. Cannon's not had his most prolific of games, but look, you can never tell. And he tries to close the goalkeeper down there. You can never tell with Cannon. But at the moment, I'd probably say that's one of the changes that's most likely. I'd like to see Eunice come on, or even Pratt. Oh, that then Taylor played that ball back, and I thought it was going to be another own goal. But now they're breaking forward here, Ipswich. They've got absolutely loads of space. Oh, it was a poor pullback. Free kick to Leicester. Where was Faz on that one? Absolutely nobody on this left side. 2 defenders for Leicester. Chowdhury was having to do that, and then Faz got back and managed to cut the cutback out from Ipswich. Anyway, Faz now back in position with the ball. Chips it forward. Is there anybody else here that's just kicking every ball, or is it just me? Oh. Luongo. What's a yellow card for Luongo? Let's have a look at this. Oh, it probably was the shoulder, actually. I don't think he had his arm up, but Faz was coming at him from behind. Oh, might have been a bit of afters with his arm, but still being up. He got a yellow card, and probably that at the end of the day is the fairest thing. I think a red might have just been a little bit. You can't. It's one of those that you can't really tell. You look at it, and you're thinking like, well, did he? Didn't he? And I think if you're given a red card when you're not sure, so no, probably just a yellow for the Ipswich player, the longer there. Probably didn't deserve the red. It's always hard, I think, to give a red when you're just not 100% sure whether it was or it wasn't. I think if there's any doubt, you go for a yellow, and I think it was probably fair on the Ipswich player, and it's back with the Ipswich goalkeeper now. 65 minutes gone. He's done a lot of running, this Cannon, but he's just not had the chances in this game that he has in others. So up to 66 minutes. Does it look like any changes at the moment for Leicester? Haven't seen anybody warming up recently either. No, Ipswich now just having a bit of time on the ball. Oh, good defending from Vestergaard. Now Dewsbury Hall. Oh, just didn't quite work out for him. Lovely play by Dewsbury Hall. He's going to have to be up there for man of the match, Dewsbury Hall. Stefan, how are you? Welcome along, sir. You've been working till this time. Are you in the UK? Are you Sweden? I'm trying to think whether you're Sweden or not. If you're Sweden, you're working even later. We're playing very well. We are the team on top, I've got to be honest with you, over the full 90 minutes. Oh, good throwing from Chowdhury. Dewsbury Hall with the ball. Oh, come on. Come on. That's got to be a yellow for Clark. The yellow for Clark. Kieran Dewsbury Hall was taken out. Yeah, Clark just going to get a yellow card. Now that could have possibly been a red. Oh, that could have easily been a red. I think, if Fatarouz was a red, yes, he got the ball. Now it's gone out of play. Now it's a Leicester throw-in. A few Leicester substitutes to start looking to warm up. They're going to bring another player on Ipswich. They're making a substitution. It's a polo shirt, mate. It's not a football shirt. It's a cotton polo shirt. It's from last year. There's a green and black one and this gold and purple one. They're both for sale in the shop. Oh, there's a corner kick to Leicester. in Morecambe. Not exactly Sweden then, is it? Yeah, you're not at the Pontins, are you? Is it Pontins at Morecambe? I could be making that up. Oh, that's Southport, isn't it? But yeah, no, I must admit, I love them. There's a green one, which I was wearing the other day when I went to see Jeff Stelling. I do like them. I do like them a lot. Mavadidi. Oh, somehow it's off the line. Oh, an overhead kick from Cannon. Oh. That was a good effort by Cannon. Got to be honest. Well, say good effort. It wasn't. It was miles wide, in fairness. But why not go for it? Why not go for it? Thank you, Stefan. I appreciate that. 2 people have said they like this top today. It's the official Leicester, as you can see. Got the... there we go. So another substitution. Chaplin is off and Hutchinson is on. So they made 3 substitutions now, I believe. Leicester haven't made any at the moment. Yeah, 3 subs now for 4 subs. 4 subs for Jackson's on now for Ipswich. Oof. Leicester now. We're playing it dangerously at the back here. Get it away, please. Oh, no. Just booted. Sometimes. Yeah, finally. Booted upfield. A long ball upfield. Yes, it's headed back, but at least it's at the halfway line. Chowdhury loses the ball. Ipswich got a chance here. Oh, good block by Vestergaard. That was a chance for Ipswich. Whoop, drop my pen. That was a chance for Ipswich. And you're thinking like, well, this is it. And Vestergaard just throws himself in front of the ball. Good defending by the big Dane there. Oh, got his foot in the way. Good defending. Nate, sure you're not encouraging Leicester players to commit fouls, are you? I'm expecting Vardy to come on, but we've got 73 minutes, no substitutions. And Ipswich now, I think, have made all 5. It's only showing 2 at the moment, but I'm sure they've made 5. Indeed, Stefan. Oh, can't quite control it now, Ipswich, with the fresh legs on the pitch. And that's the thing. Sometimes it's all you need. Dewsbury Hall. Maybe an earlier ball to Mavadidi would have been a good idea, but plays it by... Oh, now it's a Dewsbury Hall. Now he passes it out to Mavadidi on this near side. Mavadidi into Dewsbury Hall. No penalty, says the referee. No penalty. Well, Terry Taggart just said if it's not a foul, he books him for diving. But it wasn't a penalty, in fairness. but he's lucky he didn't get it, therefore didn't get a booking. Cannon! Oh! What a save! I'm just saying Cannon's having a quiet game, and wow, what an effort from Cannon. 74 minutes, 75. Cannon let fire there. That was going in, maybe deflection. Oh, Winks, good covering cross there. Ipswich got it away. Nate, to be honest with you, in the first half he was a little bit, but he has been good in this second half. Oh, now Fass has been caught out. Chowdhury covers though. Good covering from Chowdhury. It was a few back heels hitting the back heel, etc., etc. See Leicester sub sitting down. As put it back to Hermanson. He goes long this time. Oh, Justin now gets his foot in and gives a corner away. You can see Leicester players are looking tired. We need to make some substitutions. Yeah, 4 substitutions we've got for Leicester, for Ipswich. Oh, he had a free header there, the Wolf and Dunn for Ipswich, but they've still got it on the far side. Can they get the ball in? Why aren't we making any changes? Wow, their goalkeeper in the centre circle. Why? Come on. Our players are looking tired. No, he did. He has. I'm not. Oh, offside. Thank God. He was offside there, Ipswich. No, I'm not saying he had a bad game. I was just saying a couple of his touches in the first half did cause a few problems. He's been solid. He's been solid, especially in this second half. You know, just because a player has one bad half does not mean that, that's it. It's a 90-minute game, not a 45-minute one. Ali Barber, are you Boris by any chance? He won't get banned for saying it. It's just that that Boris was a complete and utter tosser. He talked shit all the time. That's why Boris got banned. Oh, dangerous. Couple of changes now are coming on for Leicester. One of them is Vardy. Alibaba has just been timed out because I think he is actually Boris. Chowdhury, oh, in strong on the player. Substitutions coming now. Eunice is coming on. So Vardy is coming on for Cannon. And Dewsbury Hall is coming off for Eunice. Obviously, maybe still feeling a little bit of a twinge from the other game. So Vardy is back. The last 10 minutes, sorry. Looks like we've got the clappers back, guys. And a good game here in Dewsbury Hall. Scoring the lady, eh, Ben? Are you watching a different channel? You're watching a porn channel there. Oh, Ipswich. Oh. No, they're claiming a penalty, Ipswich. No. Oh, it's up and over, and it's a goal kick to Leicester. Manson didn't collect the ball. Steve, hello, mate. How are you doing? No, and Manson came for it, didn't get it. Well, say didn't get it, and it thankfully went over from the header from the player, from the Ipswich player. So we're into the last 8 minutes. Yeah, Mabadidi not been in the game so much. So into Leicester. Vardy's getting himself and Eunice are both getting themselves in the action here. Ipswich up and under, trying to get it away. Leicester players, well, got away with it. Not talking to each other. Chowdhury says, well, I'm going to get it then. Gets it back to Manson. And out of Vestergaard, who chips it up one of his long balls upfield. Eunice now. Oh, Eunice, he's through. Oh, McAteer. Oh, that was a good effort there. Oh, Emerson there, not sure what he was doing. This obviously we're looking at the we're looking at the Boxing Day match again here, aren't we? I mean, it's they. I mean, we're at 93 minutes there, and we're in 85, but McAtee's got a bit of cramp there, up and back on his feet and running it off. A lot of these players have played really, really well. It's been a good team performance. Now Vardy pitched it off. Eunice has got it. Oh, a good little touch there from Vardy. It's with Faz. Just then he has actually, in fairness, Vardy has looked sharp. Oh. Leicester, Ipswich are playing. They're being dangerous, Ipswich. Oh, I think Weeks is, well, no, play on, but I think he'll go back and get Winks a yellow card. But now Ipswich coming forward. It's out onto the near side for Ipswich. 87 minutes. Oh, they make a mess of it. Chowdhury now plays it forward onto the halfway line, but it's with the Ipswich defenders. Now, Ipswich now throwing the kitchen sink at us. Long ball out. Oh, Vardy tries to... McAtee just booted it upfield. Vardy gets his head on it, but he can't get it around the defender who gets it back to his goalkeeper. Oh, we're into silly time now. 88 minutes gone. Ipswich, though. Oh, please. Honestly, this is at a time where if I had a dog, I would be taking it for a walk. Definitely. It's a shot in. Oh, there we go again. 1-1. It was coming. It was a soft goal to give away. And Chowdhury was playing the Ipswich guy onside. He couldn't really do much more, Hermansson. And straight. Oh, it was unlucky. Oh, Brighton is on. Chowdhury, though, bringing the ball away. Can we do to them what they did to us? Overcooks the pass there. I'm presuming Albrighton. Just having a look here. McAteer, yeah. Albrighton came on for McAteer. Oh, Leicester trying to apply a bit of pressure here. So goal kick to Leicester. Quickly taken. Eunice Vardy. Albrighton, his older Premier League sparring partner, is out for throw into Leicester. Can Leicester do to Ipswich what they did to us on Boxing Day? Justin, no, he's headed clear. Faz heads it back in. We're going to run out of time, and it's Ipswich player holding his head. Whether how genuine that is or not, of course, we don't know these days. All players, not just Ipswich, all players go down holding their head, knowing that the referee's got to stop the game. Disappointing again. Disappointing again. $93. We've got 1 minute to go. Winks now. Can Leicester sneak something in the back? Mavididi tries to backpedal to keep it in, but he can't keep it in, so it's a throw in. And that was probably the last chance for Leicester. Ipswich could still get the winner, though. No, Chowdhury takes him down, but he hasn't fouled him, he says. Now, Leicester, can they get something here? No, there it is, full time. Again, Ipswich. They're just... I just don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say. I don't know. I'm going to go. I'm going to have a think. I'll be back in 2-3 minutes.
The Premier League? That's so last season. It's all about the Championship here on LTID TV.
Now that's what I call football.
You hit the right spot.
Indeed. Well, 1-1. It was a better performance than we did against them on Boxing Day, but we should have killed the game off. We should have killed the game off, and we didn't. Oh, well, we didn't lose, but, Phil, where are we going? Sorry, Phil, it says here, thanks again, Chris. You're welcome. Still top of the league. We are 7 points, I believe it is. I've just heard somebody say better than a loss. Yeah, it feels like a loss again. We can't defend the lead. It's getting to look like that, doesn't it? The Oracle. Leicester pick up tons of injuries, stupidity at its finest. We'll see where. I presume you're an Ipswich fan, are you, Oracle? But let's be honest with you. Why don't you go and sit on the toilet and flush yourself down the toilet? That's probably the best thing you can do. Do us all a favour. Save us all from your idiotic comments. Disappointed with the draw. Earlier in the season, we were scoring late goals. Now we are conceding late goals. Do you think that was the Enzo effect, not being on the touchline? This defense mentality has to stop. We are not good enough. Look, that's just the way everybody plays at the moment, isn't it? We all play out from the back. Every team plays out from the back. Trapper, how are you doing? We are such consistent, notorious jokers in the several minutes of the match. You think Enzo would design some sort of training program to address that by now? I think it was Jeff that said it's completely turned around from where we were scoring goals in the last minute. How much does Enzo have to take the blame for that? Say, from going from scoring goals to conceding them. Yeah, So we were on the back of a loss against Coventry. So was that at least, I don't know, was it at least decent to at least get a point? I don't know. I just don't know what to think. I really don't know what to think. I'm going to be back in a second. I am just looking for something. I will be back in 1 minute or so. So, just taking your thoughts on the game at the moment. That's while we wait for the guys to hopefully pop in and join us. I don't know. Something is happening. I know it's like having Brendan Rodgers back, isn't it? You know, we're conceding late goals. I just, again, you know, 3 substitutions, but 1 in the 90th minute. You could see we were struggling. Is Enzo's shine wearing off? To my mind, Enzo did not have a very good game. Pia, hello, how you doing? I'm not being rude, but I got to go. No, that's so fine. That is absolutely fine. Thank you for popping in. You take care, Pia. Nate, missing indeedy. I think we are. Banana 61. Southampton will be really happy with this. Of course, they will be most happy. 13-point lead is gradually being chipped away. Of course it is. Of course it is. Right. Brad's with us, so let's bring him in. He says. There we go. Brad, Enzo's not the great manager that we thought he was. He seems to be Brendan in disguise.
Oh, I know you love to get the conversation flowing, but I just don't know what happened that second half, if I'm being honest with you. I don't think it's that dramatic. I think he's got a brain cell which gives him the benefit of not being a Brendan 2.0. Exactly.
What we're doing is conceding late goals, which was Brendan's forte.
Well, no, actually, Brendan's forte became dominating the first 20 minutes and they conceded 5 goals a game. But no, in all jest, I get where you're coming from. And it is really frustrating. And realistically, we have only got ourselves to blame. You know, I know you like to just go about stirring the pot as it is to get other people either riled up or give a response and not understand that you're just saying things just to engage by reaction. It's just so frustrating because that was the exact carbon copy of how it went at Portman Road, wasn't it? We controlled the first half, we gutted, we're only 1-0 up, and then looked like we didn't even turn up for the second half. And I know, look, I don't know how you watched it, listen to it, Chris, but I had it on the Sky, and I know they give Hamadson the benefit of the doubt, but his decision to flap his hands at it and not punch it over for a corner is one of the worst decisions I've seen him make this season.
Fully enough. On Leicester,
and that's a shame because he made some great saves. Obviously, sorry, I should have just had that before I onslaught the keeper from the goalkeepers union.
No, on the Leicester stream, it was saying that he couldn't really do much else. I think he took a bit of a deflection. I mean, Keith's saying here, Enzo is a genius and we're top of the league, but we should not be conceding late goals like that. We have gone from a team who was scoring late goals. I'll bring it up from Jeff earlier, who said here, disappointed with a draw. Early in the season, we were scoring late goals. Now we are conceding late goals. It's like it's happening every game. I mean, some of them we're getting away with. Millwall, Birmingham, you know, we were a couple of goals to the good, so we got away with it. But why is it still happening? 80 minutes before he made a substitution. I've got it written down here. Where am I doing that? On the 74th minute, Leicester players looked tired. No subs. On the 71st minute, Ipswich had made, I may have got this stat wrong, so I'm just going to check it here. Ipswich had made, by the 74th minute, they'd made 4 subs on the 74th minute. We hadn't made any. No wonder we look fucking tired.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just not good management, is it?
it's not good management when we concede a goal, but when in other games where he's made the subs late or a bit later than people were expecting it, at least, maybe say the least, when it goes well and it gets us the win, we don't really talk about it that much. And it's one of these points that it's funny, it only seems to get raised when it pays off in a good way or bites us on the arse in a bad way. Like tonight, for example, he's put the subs on late. We've ended up conceded. We've dropped 2 points. Whereas, like I said, other times, he's made the subs late. He's put on the fresh legs late, and they've gone and grabbed 2 late goals in the last 5 minutes. And we've gone, well, what a genius that was. He put on fresh legs at a knackered Ipswich defence. It is one of them, isn't it?
Yeah, that is football for you.
Yeah, exactly. It's just frustrating because maybe I'm just being biased here. I do not think I'm disappointed in both results we've had against Ipswich for 2 reasons that are exactly the same. I don't think Ipswich actually realistically in either game threatened us enough to have deserved anything from the game itself. And yet I feel like despite controlling the games, irrespective of and I'm talking about the one on Boxing Day as well, in terms of ball retention and possession wise, Leicester themselves didn't create enough for them to say, well, we deserve the win because we had this amount of chances, this clear cut. It's been 2 very frustrating times against 2 teams that if you look at their record this season are very difficult to break down and beat in general. I think between us, we have less defeats than maybe 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th combined. So it shows how difficult it's been. I just feel like both teams in both sets of fixtures missed an opportunity to really have grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck, because I feel like Ipswich fans were probably disappointed to have drawn a game when they were at home against us, and we're now feeling that adverse effect. Had we put a bit more in, we could have done it.
The Ipswich fan I spoke to for the preview was saying he was surprised that we didn't go for it in the first game when we were 1-0 up. And Sports Stats Steve here is an Ipswich Town fan. You played really well. We are the best Championship side ever regarding points total. So you are, sorry. Players, it seems to be a lot of unnecessary moaning. I think it's just the case, Sports Stats, that the better you are, the more you kind of expect. I'm going to just take you out, Brad, because I'm just going to bring Kate in. So I'll bring you back in a second.
Oh, that's it. Remove the beauty for the beast, as they say.
I'll tell you said that. Kate, hello.
Hello. You don't need to tell me you said that. I heard it.
I thought you might have done. Right, oops, Daisy. Let's just see what's going on here. Why are you not? Are you there?
I'm here.
You are. You're very black. It's very dark there, isn't it?
Can you see me?
Now I can. Yes.
There we go.
I needed to see. Look, you see, I do all this impressive artwork, then cock it up. Another Enzo cock up.
Yeah, flipping subs, man. I don't know what to say about that again. I feel like we're from 75 minutes or so. It was on the cards, wasn't it?
Yep.
They were pressuring us. Casey kept going down with cramp. Woot, to be honest, got knocked about after that head collision. I know he didn't get knocked out, but it really took the wind out of his sails for 10 minutes or so, and he couldn't quite gather his feet again. Sorry, I'm just crossing the road. 1 second.
I don't know if you heard what I said before. 74 minutes I've wrote. Leicester players look tired. No subs. Ipswich 4 subs. Leicester no subs.
Yeah. I think that tells the tale again, doesn't it? I'm not sure why we keep persevering, especially people like McAteer, because he's not done 90 minutes for ages. And the backs are up against the wall a little bit. Don't get me wrong, I think Ipswich only sort of chance was the goal, wasn't it? But it was coming. Everybody could feel that in the stadium. Their momentum was building. They could smell blood.
Yeah.
When you've got all black and Pratt on the bench. They're two really decent players who are good on the ball and good defensively and just steady the ship. And I'm not really sure why we didn't use Pratt at all and Albright until it was too late, really.
Is this the fact that it's his first season as a manager and he's still learning, or should he, 28 games into the season, should he have learnt by now?
I think it's probably a little bit of both, to be honest. I think he has made some mistakes, but similarly, I think he likes to persevere and be almost stubborn, and that he wants to see certain players through to 90 minutes. But some of the players, some of them just couldn't hack it tonight. They were just out of the game a bit or tired, and that's okay. It's not a failure. It's not a plan gone wrong. You just have to adapt a little bit, and we just didn't adapt quick enough tonight. And we've got 5 subs. When did we ever use 5 subs in a game? Frustrating, really frustrating.
It is, and look, at the end of the day, we are still top. We are 7 points clear, but we should be 13, 15 points clear, And yes, again, we played the second best team in the league. Ipswich, I've got to say, for me, watching it, I think they deserve the point. In the first half, both teams seemed to be very nervous and were absolutely cacking it at the back, to be honest with you. We couldn't even score today. We had to rely on them scoring for us. Cannon didn't look as good as he has looked in previous games. Vardy looked reasonably good when he came on. And I just think that, I've got to say, second half, they came at us for about the first 5 or 6 minutes. It took about, say, that time for Leicester to sort of realise what was going on before they seemed to sort of get back into it. And
absolutely.
I just think we've got to stop looking at Claudio. What am I saying there? Looking at Enzo. The sun comes out of his arse. He is making mistakes. The last thing we need is another stubborn manager.
Yeah, I agree with that. We don't need another stubborn manager. I just think we were just saying a minute ago at the ground, the last month or so, we've struggled in the last 20 minutes. Whereas the first part of the season, that's when we came into our own.
Yeah.
And the fitness was excellent. And I know it's later in the season and there's tired bodies a bit in that sense. And there's injury knocks that have been picked up throughout the season. But we just got we look on the ropes a little bit in the last 20 minutes. Yeah. And it's just a bit of a concern, really. Just in some key areas, not everybody, but just in some key areas, you think, okay, they need a break, they need to come off, we need some fresh legs on. And it just doesn't happen. It's just really frustrating because we create our own downfall there, really. Because Ipswich, although perhaps you could say they deserved a point, they didn't really offer a lot apart from the goal, did they?
No. From where I was looking, I thought, at the end of the day, I've got to say fair play to Ipswich, and I think they deserved the point. Hermanson made some good saves. Vestergaard looked a bit iffy in the first half, but in the second half came into his own. We were the making of our own downfall again.
Yeah, absolutely. But Ipswich are second in the league and they're second for a reason, and we've shared the points completely this season, so maybe that's the right thing to do. And that's how it's meant to be.
Every time I've been doing when we kick off at the same time as Ipswich, or that they've kicked off after us, I've looked like with Sunderland, thinking like, yes, Ipswich are losing, and then you go back to the game and they've won. So they're only doing to us what they've done to other teams, and they are second for a reason. And like I say, fair play to them. I think they deserve the point today, but I think we need to sort of take off our blue-tinted glasses and go, we are, we're 7 points. It was double that not so long ago. We just need to sort of, look at what's happening and look at the substitutes. It's not that we haven't got the substitutes on the bench. They should have just been made earlier, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so. But I'm not going to hang on at Enzo too much because his plan hasn't his plan hasn't gone to plan the last couple of games, and that's okay. I just think we needed to create more. We didn't create a hell of a lot again, did we, today?
No.
That was a concern. I mean, Cannon had a couple of decent shots. Hamza had, if that had gone in, I don't know what my emotion would have been. Hamza had the worldy shot. You know, we need to create more, and I think the game's dead and buried at 2 or 3 now. I just don't think they'd come back from it. So there's a few, either end of the pitch I think needs work. But we're still 7 points clear.
Yeah, this is it. But I'm going to ask you, Kate, for your team performance.
Team performance 7 today.
7. And now this is going to be interesting. Your man of the match, because I've got a couple that I am.
Yeah, the 2 that I was thinking was KDH, and I thought Yannick was really great today. But I'm going to go for KDH.
You're going to go for. I can see why. The other person I thought he was a lot quieter in the second half. I thought Mabadidi had a amazing first half, and I think they shitted themselves every time he got the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. I would have liked to have seen him utilised a bit more, really, and especially because you just want to draw those bookings as well, because the ref was happy to hand them out. And I thought McAteer had a really good game, considering he's been out for a long period. I thought he did well. He got stuck in. I thought it was like we just needed a bit of help again. It wasn't like anybody played poorly, which created the goal. It was just we just needed a bit of help again to come from the bench, and it didn't happen.
No. Kate, safe journey home. Thank you so very, very much. I may try and slip in a Let's Talk Leicester show between now and the end of the week. I'll let you know and check if you're free when I know what I'm doing.
Okay, yeah,
I'm off to London at the weekend. So
you what? Sorry.
I'm off to London at the weekend.
Okay.
I'm struggling at the moment, but thank you very much. Have a safe
day. No worries. Thank you. See you soon.
Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Right. Let me get Brad back in, and then let me. Are you still with me, Brad?
I am still with you. I'm glad that Kate heard it and didn't have you explain what I said, because otherwise you'd have made it 10 times worse knowing you. You'd have said things that weren't true.
Moi? How dare you?
Yes, you.
Let's have a look. Barry says, I have no confidence in our defence. It's a shame. Barry, we seem to encourage the other team to pressurise us. Craig is in from Up the Cherries in All Departments, the Bournemouth fan channel. You'll still go up and you'll be fine once you go back in the Prem. This month was always going to be a challenge. Still think you'll finish over 100 points. No need to panic. Doug is in. Good evening, Doug. How are you? Jeff, many thanks, Chris, and the chat. Need to go and prepare our breakfast. Enjoy your weekend off. Thank you very much. Yeah, there's no prediction league this weekend because it's the FA Cup, and there's no watch along for the FA Cup because I'm in London spending family time, and I'd sooner be doing that. I think you only need another 24 points for promotion. 90 will do it, and you're 54 left to play for. Everybody's saying hello to everybody else. Ipswich fan says, but you can't score goals when you're playing in your penalty area. Look, like I say, to me, let's be honest, Brad. I mean, all right, I was a lot of what I was saying was tongue in cheek, obviously. And Enzo. I mean, Enzo wasn't on the touchline. I suppose we've got to take that into account, haven't we?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I suppose you do in a way, because it's added impetus when it comes from the manager's mouth directly than kind of getting the instructions passed on to you through little school love notes, if you will, or via the mobile phones these days as they do, because it does seem really pointless sending the manager into the stands or whatever these days, because they can communicate just fine. But it probably comes across a lot more urgent when it comes directly from the manager's mouth than it does anybody else. I'm a little bit frustrated because first of all, I just want to say this. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Kate's been very generous with her rating of the team tonight. And I am going to kind of call out Enzo a little bit for tonight, because I understand, look, first of all, we played Ipswich, who, well, have now gone back up to second in the league, but they were joint second anyway, in a league. And we have just drawn against a team that, are very equal to us in a lot of ways. I mean, they have the highest record of points gained from losing positions this season. They were at 20 before tonight. Obviously, now they'll be on 21, and they're at least 4 or 5 points ahead of a team in second place from losing positions. I just think, in a way, Enzo can be too structurally ready. I think the substitutions he made were pre-programmed. I think he was anticipating, in a way, Leicester to still be 1-0 up, or maybe even 2-0 up, or at least in some form of a lead, Chris. And the substitutions he went on to make, for me, were a bit annoying because they were defensive-minded. I mean, with the greatest respect, Vardy and Albrighton, they're not the oldest, and they're certainly not the quickest of players, especially not anymore for Vardy. You saw that. He just hasn't got it anymore, unfortunately. And for me, he could have changed his mind with the substitutions and tried to have gone for the win. Instead, he'd already committed the case to shutting up shop and trying to take the 1-0 win. And even though Ipswich had equalised, he didn't hold fire on his substitutions. He still went about making them. So that's one thing I would maybe criticise tonight from Enzo, to kind of give justice to your pot stirring words, if I shall, towards Enzo's. Because
I agree, they were pot stirring. I didn't believe a lot of what I was saying. It was purely there to sort of create discussion with yourself and in the chat. But the point I will take away is that the substitutions should have been made earlier.
Oh yes, no, they should have, and that for me is, I know managers, you tend to, as fans, look into a manager's decision and try and guess what they're doing tactically to kind of justify your own point that you make. But for me, if he was going to go defensive and go low block on Ipswich, he should have made that change once they kind of stepped up the pace. I'd have been asking my players to warm up on the 65th minute, and I'd have got them on about a couple of minutes after Ipswich started turning the screw in that last 15, so we were ready. Because by the time the substitutes were made, as you rightly said, Chris, it was too late. It was all in vain, because Ipswich had already got what they, or at least half got what they wanted from tonight's game, which was to be on level terms.
Into account, though, it is still his first full season as a manager, although he's not played a full season yet. You know what I mean? But
yeah. Again, and again, had Leicester seen that out, been dogged and scrapped, cleared a cup off the line, and come the 94th minute, Leicester had won that 1-0. It'd have been a very brave, but a tactic that had worked. It'd have been a dangerous one, but it'd have been a working tactic. And we'd have always sat here going, what a smart man that Enzo is. Unfortunately, sometimes football likes to intrude on the perfect laid plans, and it doesn't always go to plan. Like I said, I don't necessarily think some of the things he implicated to do were wrong. I just think he got the timing of the change in personnel wrong. And instead of trying to correct that quickly and get maybe someone like Pratt on who could go a bit more forward, and someone else out on that wing, maybe he could have shoved Eunice out there and put Pratt out into the middle. He'd already made up his mind to go that defensive route and just see out what was in front of him. And that's something I think he'll need to learn, especially if Leicester are to be playing Premier League football next year. He'll need to have that ability to kind of change his mind at that last minute as it is. And players understand that. They know it's a game situation. So he's still got a bit to learn, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, we are only talking about a draw tonight. We haven't lost this game, Chris. It's not like we're on back-to-back defeats like we were last time when we lost. So there is that.
That's it. And like I said, we're playing a very good Ipswich side, who, as I say, if we let's have a look at the stats, shall we? Because I'm not going to bring them up, but 56 possession to us, 56%. 15 shots from us, 7 on target, 11 for them, 3 on target, 8 corners each. it was literally two well-matched teams going against each other. And when you say the best two teams currently in this league have played each other twice and have drawn both times. Again, look, we score an own goal in the 38th minute, whenever it was, and then we equalise in, the 69th minute or whatever. We were in a different mood. It's because both times we've given away from a winning position. But like I say, look at Ipswich Sunderland. 1-0 down to Sunderland, came back 1-2-1. As you said, coming back from losing positions, they are the kings of that this season. And so, let's look at this and go almost like a point gained rather than necessarily two lost.
Yeah, it is. I just feel like the only reason it's more frustrating for us on the occasions is I do feel like it was two occasions where Leicester missed a chance to land, maybe not a knockout blow on any of the chasing pack, but we missed two opportunities to certainly send them towards the canvas. Maybe getting up on a count of 7 or 8, but yeah, I just think they were there for the taking. I mean, that you look at that statistically and the way it kind of played out. If you really cast your mind back at strong created chances from either side, that was not a classic match to watch, was it? And neither game is going to live long in the memory. The one at Portman Road and the one here tonight. But fair play to Ipswich. At least they didn't celebrate it like it was their Champions League final, like a certain small, mediocre motorway 69 team did.
Don't be poking that wasp nest that is called Highfield Road, or whatever it's called these days.
How dare I? Yeah, I'll be classed as being salty with their 250 points difference between us and them. But
and we are still 24 points ahead of 7th place. Do you know what I mean? We are still... wow. Hang on, I've got to work this out now. 8 points clear of Southampton, 7 points clear of Ipswich. And look, at the end of the day as well, if we had not had the start to the season that we had, our expectations wouldn't be what they are now. The better you do, the higher your expectations are, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, of course they are. And again, we were saying that not by much of a standard of expectations, but by a standard of our own expectations, Leicester were exceeding their own. And that's difficult to do when you're expected to be up there, in a sense, come the end of the season, not just the bookies' favourites, but most people that come on here that support other teams or our opposition on the night that come on here, that even they're expecting us to be doing well. The fact that we have, for the majority of this part of the Championship season, found ourselves in a relatively comfortable position, I suppose, in a way, for Leicester fans, in case they're starting to get a bit bored of seeing the same old Leicester win every week, having a couple of drop points here and there keeps us on our toes and keeps us hungry for the next game and the next win. I mean, you talk about some players needing obviously more minutes under the belt, needing to get back up, could have come off earlier, Chris. Perfect for the FA Cup then game, is it not, for these players?
Yes.
To come into?
And we know, like I say, Birmingham aren't Ipswich, and no disrespect to them. That said, they are a different proposition under Tony Mowbray, who's a good manager that they've got now.
Yeah, there is that.
I'm just messaging Dave here.
That's all right.
Because Luke's not coming on. Luke's gone back to bed, I think, or whatever. I'm interested to get your man of the match and, well, first of all, your player performance.
Okay, I might cause a stir with this. This player rating performance I'm going to give is based off from what I can gather from what I saw of it. I'm rating them this low because they acted out what their manager wanted them to do, and the manager got it wrong. Which was sit behind the ball, shut Ipswich out, and try and hold on for a 1-0 lead. And you talk about a contrast in half football. we was borderline terrible that second half. I don't remember us creating too many chances. I don't remember us having a grit between the teeth like we did in the first half. I'm going to give them a 5, Chris. I thought we were. Ipswich did not create a lot.
Pinch my spoon and stir in the pot a little bit there, young Brad.
No, I'm not, because like I said, this isn't a rating on so much how they perform to what they're asked to do, because Enzo's clearly asked them to be defensive, clearly asked them to soak up some Ipswich pressure and see out the 1-0 win. And it was such a drab second half performance. I barely remember Leicester getting forward in exciting advancing positions like they were doing in the first half. It was a complete contrast performance in 45 minutes. The first half was a 7 or an 8. I thought we were the better side controlling it, and a few cleaner passes we could have come in 2 goals to good. The second half, Chris, there was not a moment. I mean, it took them 25 seconds to get into our box and get a corner from the restart, Chris, and I think we kicked off. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but from that second onwards, Chris, we were never in that game. We rarely threatened going forward. We had the ball, which was lovely, but unless the ball's going towards their goal and in the back of the net, it's not that lovely to keep an eye on. And again, this is more because the manager's clearly instructed them to play like that for the second half. I can't give them anything higher than a 5 because they were just toothless that second half.
Wow. Okay.
Just call me Jordan Blackwell.
No, I'm just going to burst into the song by Berlin, You Took My Breath Away. Just while we bring Dave in, give me your man of the match.
Ooh, I'm going to give it for someone who probably could have got a yellow card for some of his challenges, but especially in that first half, Chris, if he doesn't make some of the challenges, we either get caught napping at the back, or he also put us on the front foot, and that is the Afro Thunder, the man himself, Mr. Wout Faes. I thought he had a solid duty at the back, and he also bailed Chowdhury out a few times on that side of the field. So, for me, despite conceding a late equaliser, I'm going to give it to my centre back, and I'm going to give it to Wout Faes.
Right, Dave. Good evening, sir. How the devil are you?
Hello, boys.
Oh, that's a good start. Go on.
Honestly, I mean, I'm lost for words. You know. We shouldn't complain. We shouldn't complain. But we should have blown Ipswich apart. Really.
We played the second best team in the division twice.
Yeah.
We've come away with 2 draws. It's like it's almost a bit like the 2 best heavyweights in the world going up against each other, and it going to points.
But the 2 games that we played them, they weren't that good. They've been better than that all season, and they weren't that good against us, and we blew it. In Ipswich, we sat back
against them.
Second half today, we just sat back. I mean, I don't get it. I really don't get it. We're programmed to pass back again. It's just like the old days.
Too late with the substitutions?
Well, yeah, I was getting excited for a minute because I thought Vardy was coming on with Cannon. I thought, yes, that's the way. Push them, give them some support up front and take another goal or 2. But no, of course not. It's just standard, isn't it? This is what's going to happen. We're going to substitute Cannon or Vardy for Cannon, and we're going to swap him around. And KDH can only play 3/4 of a game because he's not fit.
How many teams play with 2 up front, though? That's the thing.
Well, Ipswich were doing nothing, were they? Until we started sitting back and passing back. And Mads isn't good enough to play like that. He's proved it time and time again. The errors all come from him. He got lucky in the first half, was it? But everyone was caught. It's a good job it's not last year, isn't it? They'll all be calling for a new goalkeeper.
Can I be honest with you? I'm actually... I started this show, I don't know if you saw it though, but Brad will tell you, I started this show with very much a bit of an Enzo rant, but it was very much tongue-in-cheek to get Brad going, as he unfortunately very, very quickly worked out. now you two seem to have been taking it like to the next level.
I just think it's a shame that we're doing so well. We've got such a good side, good squad, and we're not making the most of it.
But if
you'd have been at the King Power tonight, you'd have been gutted.
Well, yeah, I mean, Kate was there.
I didn't hear Kate.
No, she was on earlier. And Brad, do we take let's take the whole wide picture, in the fact that we've just lost a game, and we've just lost a game in a derby, one that I think hurt us more than we probably admitted. I just, we've come back and we've got a draw after a loss, and we're playing the second best team. As you say, we're playing the team that's come back from losing positions more than any other team in the division. Is it all doom and gloom? I mean, if we were sat in 13th place, 14th place, and we'd just done that, it's a different story, I think.
Yeah, of course it is. If different circumstances give you different reactions to it. I agree with Dave, because I've stressed this point throughout the night. It doesn't matter who we've played. I don't care that Ipswich are second. It's the manner of which both games have been so frustratingly symmetrical. It's unreal. And literally both games contained own goals. I know they returned the favour tonight, but it's Leicester controlling and cruising half-time 1-0 up, back the lorry, beat vehicle reverse in second half, because that's all we're going to do against Ipswich, even though it didn't work the first time we played it. Oh, look, they've scored 1-1, a late equaliser for Ipswich, in a game where realistically neither side did enough to me, didn't test either keeper enough for me to win the game. And it's just the way we've thrown away the points. So it wasn't like we were going at them and they were going at us, and it was end to end, and it was a crazy game of football, and everybody's on the edge of the seats. It was, so Ipswich are going to sit behind the ball for 45 minutes. Okay, let's see if we can get a goal. Great, we get a goal. Okay, they kept us out for 45 minutes. Maybe we'll do it. Second half, Ipswich have got the ball. We're sitting back. Ipswich might get a goal. They're going to get a goal. We're going to keep doing this. Oh, look, they've got a goal. I can tell you who's the happier of the two fans from that point. And I know at half-time, before the game started, Chris, you asked the question, would I take a point? I would have, but the manner in which we've given away the point is the most frustrating part. I can accept drawing second place. I can accept drawing both games second place. I can accept come the end of the season, if they're the only team to remain unbeaten against us this season, I can totally take it. What I can't take is the complete contrast in the way we went about the first half to the way we went about the second half, because it just doesn't sit right to me. There's a change in gears, and I know you say we only play with one up front and who really plays with two. You ask any other supporter of other clubs, I guarantee you when it's not going their way or they need to change things up a bit, the formation change, it's allowed to change from that one up front to two up front, and he has the players that are available to do it, that play in them positions.
I'm smiling and I'm laughing, not at what you're saying, but the fact that you're reading from my script from the first game, aren't you?
I'm trying not to, but I feel like I am.
This was how I felt, and I think, Dave, had we been 1-0 down, and I said this to Brad earlier, had we been 1-0 down in the 30th minute, Vestergaard had got another own goal, and we'd come back and scored, we'd be feeling different, wouldn't we? Because we'd be feeling like we've won the game.
Well, you always feel like that, but I think Brad's right. It's the way it's almost like we were overconfident in that second half. We thought we were going to win it. We thought we can hold out. We held out against 10 men against Coventry for, 80-odd minutes, 90 minutes nearly, wasn't it? And I think that was the problem. I don't know. Yeah, we shouldn't complain because we're in a great position and every team would feel the same. But I just felt we were overconfident again. And we just thought, well, we just played around at the back. Maybe a chance or space will come. Maybe there'll be an opening. But then we started to panic and play it long, and nobody was ready for that. Vardy won the ball, but nobody's up with him. Vardy needs somebody up with him. So I don't know. I think it's just disappointing. Again, yeah, we're not complaining. We haven't complained all the time, but we've got to take each game and judge it. And today we missed a trick, big time.
We did, but I'm sorry because I mean we all viewed the games differently, but I thought it was a very. I mean, in that first half, they came at us from the start, like
Yeah. And their keeper saved them, didn't he? Their keeper played well, but the point was, the second half we were totally different, and we just sat back and let them get in the game again.
Okay. Let me ask you this then, Dave. Did we sit back and let them at us, or did they not let us come forward? Because in that first 10 minutes of that second half, it was like Zulu again. They were just which they had to because they were 1-0 down. They're not going to sit back in the second half. So
no, but they knew what we were going to do: play around at the back, and they put lots of pressure on us. And I'm sorry, Mads panics under. Is Brad washing up? Mads panics under pressure. And that's where he makes mistakes, and he got away with it a couple of times, and he has done over the season. But he has a problem with it, and he should have. I mean, you can talk about the shot. Did it move? Was it deflected? What happened? That's just unlucky. With a ball like that, the goalkeeper has trouble pushing it wide. Just wants to stop it. But the fact is that it all came about because we were fanning about at the back again. And that's the problem I have with it. I don't mind playing nice football, waiting your time for the breaks. And I think it's a little like Dewsbury Hall. I mean, he obviously wasn't totally fit. And, when he went off, that changed it. It made it worse for us. But we just bring it on ourselves. And, I sat there for half an hour at least in the second half, knowing Ipswich were going to equalise. It wasn't maybe they'll equalise. It was, they're going to equalise. I know they are. And that is dreadful, isn't it?
Brad, about at the back, but then so were Ipswich. They had we got the shooting boots on, we could have got 2 or 3 because they were really risking it at the back just as much as we were.
Yeah, they were, and it's not just a Leicester way, is it? It's a footballing way now, isn't it? Man City, Liverpool, Burnley, Sheffield United. I've watched many games this season when Leicester haven't been playing, and it's not just a Leicester thing. It's not just a Championship style of play. It's just a universal football way of playing now. Since they made that rule change to being able to pass it inside the box, it's just a way that managers have seemed to try and adapt to the rule change to try and get the benefit from the situation. I do agree. Sometimes I've emphasised this frustrating point so many gives me near enough gives me an aneurysm to repeat it again. But Dave's right. Sometimes the lack of common sense in a footballer's brain baffles me, because the amount of times I've been in a position like that, I boot a ball long. If someone puts me under pressure, see you later, goodbye, see you later, to the moon. It's gone. The ball's gone. It's leaving the ground. It's someone's moaning because they've got to go and fetch it, whatever, because I'm playing 6-a-side. I'd turn around and say, I don't care. The ball's out of danger. I'd rather have a bloke in front of me going, I was free, you could have passed it here, but I didn't see it. We were in trouble. I felt I was going to lose the ball. I got rid of the ball. I'd rather them start with a throw-in 10 yards back inside their own half than have a corner or throw-in at the sideline because I've tried to pass through a wing-back who's not there, or a heavy touch as they go out for a corner or a throw-in. Sometimes go long. I don't care if you're kicking it to your opposite number. At least they're not in our box or near our box to start a chance, which, like Dave said, ultimately gave them the equaliser.
I think also they did go long.
Taking over my body, Brad.
It went long.
We worked together long enough, Chris. I'll probably just become in tandem with what you say.
You are. It's like when women work together and their periods. Ray says, "I'm an Ipswich fan, and I think the subs we brought on were far more creative, and that's what caused you problems enjoying your stream. Thank you so very, very much."
But, you can't say that playing long is wrong.
At 71 minutes, it was 4 subs to them, and no subs to us.
Yeah, but it's not so much that. It's the way, you talk about not playing long. I mean, one of Ipswich's best chances were from a long ball by the keeper. Their keeper was good, and ours was poor tonight.
But what's the difference
Makes a big
between a great pass and a long ball?
Well, nothing.
Exactly. I mean, how many long balls does Vestergaard play? And sorry, Brad, I've just muted you because of a bit of an echo, Brad. How many long balls did Hermansen play? But we call them fantastic passes. He
don't play long balls because he's not very often.
From Vestergaard, and he had a poor first half, I think, because he did cause a few problems hanging around on the ball. But I mean that is down to Enzo. But again, I asked Brad this earlier. Let's not panic too much. Somebody said it there before, Barry. Don't panic, Mr. Mannering.
I think we're panicking, Chris. I think we're just talking about the game, and that's what's letting us down at the moment. And that's why we've picked up 1 point from 2 games, which is unusual for Leicester at the moment. And I think that's the difference.
If you look at Middlesbrough and Leeds, we didn't get any points from 2 games.
No. The 2 sides seriously in form. But we should be able to overcome that.
But are we still talking about a manager that, again, in his first, what should be full season?
I'm not criticising what we've done, for goodness sake. I mean, it's brilliant. But if we keep playing the way we're playing, it could be like that at the back. That could be the difference between walking the league and struggling to get up. That's all I'm saying, because if we'll start dropping points playing like that. Teams know what we're doing now, and they know if they shove 5 or 6 on the back 4, we're going to struggle and make a mistake. That's what happens during the season. They suss us out.
A word that Kate said, Dave, when I was speaking to her, is that Enzo is very stubborn when it comes to things like substitutions and the way he plays. I mean, that scared me. Do we need another stubborn manager?
I think no manager's perfect, are they?
No.
They've got to please 30,000 or more of us. But I think what he does do, he looks after the team and his players. And I think that will, he was proud of them again tonight. He obviously understands the flaws of the second half. I think there's certain respect. I mean, I don't know whether you saw it, but Wilf Ndidi was on before the game, saying about how he's turned the club around and, made better players, that sort of thing. And we shouldn't ever knock that.
No.
But what we should also say is, as the crowd did tonight, we're not happy being 1-up, cruising after 45, 50 minutes. And then after that, I could only see one winner, and that was Ipswich.
See, I get what you're saying. I just don't think we were cruising. I think
Ipswich hadn't had a shot on target, had they?
Yeah, they had 3 shots on target.
The first half.
Oh, I don't know. The first half.
I don't think they did in the first half.
No. But they did in the second. It's a 90-minute game.
Because we played differently. We played too deep.
But are we turning into Manchester United fans? Let me go.
No.
Are we turning into Man United fans and saying that we're not allowing anything for the opposition at all?
I don't think it's got to that drastic a stage yet. I think we'd have to be in right turmoil to turn into a bunch of bottom feeders like Man United fans. But for me, I think it's more maybe a spoil of expectation, isn't it, Chris? We we've been on these extravagant runs throughout the season where at some points as well we have beaten teams that are quite fierce in this division quite comfortably. As well, we've torn teams that were up there with us when we played them are now a long way off the pace. Preston, the most notable one of them. We talk about the likes of Norwich's aren't up there. Blackburn have fallen out of the chasm. They're in real trouble, or were in real trouble in the last couple of results. I can't remember how those have worked out for them to turn it around or not. So maybe we are getting a little bit carried away and feeling a little bit spoiled for our own expectations as to how far the season's gone. But I do agree with Dave in the sense that I do feel we have been figured out. And it happens to every team. A manager will always reiterate it's easy to figure out somebody. Stopping them's the hard part. And realistically, this season, barring a handful of teams, we have been. It has been harder to stop Leicester than it is to figure out what they're going to do. For me, I just think the biggest frustration lies with us is the way it has just happened tonight, because it's just kind of backed up the point that we maybe don't have any plan Bs. We just have scenario substitutions. And I think Ipswich maybe got the word today and looked at how Leicester have been over the last 3 or 4 games, Chris, and gone, you know what? Okay, let's say we go 1-0 down against Leicester because they can get off to a good start. But if we can then shut up shop and get them to about the 70th minute and we're still only in, 1-0 in this game and we haven't gone, we just take our foot off the gas, keep it at 1-0, keep them shut out, keep pushing forward for when we get the chance to. What Enzo does is he'll make changes. And he'll go defensive, and they'll try and shut out this 1-0 lead, and that's when we can go at them and throw everything at them and try and get a point. And you look at it in compactness of fixture list here. Ipswich have done that twice and taken 2 points off us. 4 points in total off our offers by doing that, because they've just gone, we're only 1-0 down. If we just let Leicester play the way, they'll get a bit on edge that they're not killed this game off. So he'll try and bring on defensive-minded players to see it out. And as we saw, you could do
why they're second in the league.
Dave,
I want to ask you your team performance first of all.
Me?
Yes. Unless there's another person called Dave in the chat.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Could we ask about Harry's point as well? Get Harry's rating.
Well, that's a blast from the past.
Harry's a knob. I'm not talking to him anymore.
That's what I used to say.
It's got to be a game of 2 halves. That's the problem, hasn't it? I'd have said 7 in the first half, maybe 8. I'd have said 4 or 5 in the second half. So that's 12 divided by 2 is 6.
You're going. Oh, excuse me. You're going for 6. It's past my bedtime.
It is.
Your man of the match.
Oh, bloody hell. I think KDH.
You're going for KDH.
Although saying that,
maybe not.
Woot played quite well. But, he's still a part of that casual back 40. Yeah, KDH.
You're going for KDH. I haven't.
I thought I swayed him. When I heard him say Woot, I thought he's going to make a late change in his mind and pat my man of the match.
Oh, did
Well, before I give mine, I'm going to go to Alan, who, as I say, was at the match. He's just what he said basically was, "Hi, Chris. We are struggling at the moment. Good first half, not so good second half," which is basically backing up what you two were saying. He said it's difficult to choose a man of the match at the moment. Well, what he did on the team performance, he went for a 7. So that is better than, well, Brad went 5, Dave, you went 6, Kate went 7. Now, his man of the match, I was shocked by this, I have to be honest with you, but I am allowing for the fact that he sees it different because he sees the whole game and sees what players do, sort of, off the ball, etc. that I don't get a chance to see. But I was surprised at this, and I'm going to wait for the shock and gasp from both you and you and Brad here.
Yeah, okay.
He was throwing himself into everything in the second half.
Yeah, he was blocking a few things when we went wrong.
First half, yes, he still played the long balls well, but he nearly gave it away a few times. He got away with a couple.
But they all did at the back there.
Mm.
They all did. Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that. And as you say, Alan was there, so you can't see a game properly unless you're at the ground.
Well, for me, I better give you mine now, I guess, hadn't I? I actually find myself in complete disagreement with you two over the performance. But that's football. You know, you can get 20,000 people watch the same game of football and you get 20,000 different views of it afterwards.
Yeah, and you're all wrong.
That's football for you. Despite me starting with a bit of a rant, which, like I say, was to get Brad going, I think he may have bought it.
Takes more nowadays.
Sorry?
Takes more nowadays to get Brad going, doesn't it?
Oh, don't like to say anything, but, you know, there we go. He's got a laptop and I've just got to show him how to use the incognito badge so he can get away with things too. Anyway, hello, Brad. I've gone for a 7-7 for the team performance. I didn't think we were that bad. And the second half, I'm prepared to say that it was Ipswich that didn't give us a chance to play well, rather than the fact that we played badly. We've got to take into account that, again, who we were playing, where we played the last game. So I've gone 7. And I must admit, my man of the match, I'm agreeing with Kate and I'm agreeing with you, Dave. I've gone for Kieran Dewsbury Hall.
Okay.
I think he had some lovely touches. He helped out Vestergaard a few times when his passes didn't quite make it to him. He loves to be facing towards Mads, receiving the ball and then turning. I love to see him do that. I've got to say, who also had a reasonably good game, and that was Mavididi. And I think had he had a better second half, he would have been up there, because in that first half he was scaring them shitless, I think.
But they had at least 2 on him, and he didn't have a lot of support when that happened.
Yeah,
because unless they release the ball quickly, it kind of defeats the object. And the goal came from 1-2s, didn't it? That's when we're good, when we're playing these 1-2s with KDH or whoever else it might be there. But that stopped happening as well. They became more isolated, but they had more people on them, which of course they did, because they had to shut that down somehow. And they did. And they worked a lot harder than we did in that second half.
Yeah. Brad,
they really did.
Still with us?
He's not wobbling, is he?
Your thoughts on my 17 KDH?
I mean, again, not going to argue with the choice of man of the match. I think there was 1 or 2 names you could have thrown into the mix there, and I think they've all been mentioned tonight. I still think 7's high, because I don't think they played well. In fact, I 100% disagree with you on saying that Ipswich prevented us from playing that way, because it wasn't like they were breaking the lines in the midfield. It wasn't like we were panicking on the ball. It wasn't like we were being harassed and losing the ball and panicking and kept giving them back. And it wasn't like Ipswich came at us with an abundance of chances. They were just as lacklustre as us. We just allowed them to have the ball. So I think your team rating is, well, I mean, I could press it, but I'm not the host today. It's not me that's responsible. But I would say, Chris, your opinion is wrong, as a certain also say you've given him a 7. But your man of the match, he was in the talking point, so I can't argue with that. For giving ratings, I'll give you a 5 out of 10, Chris, because I think you've got half of it right and half of it very wrong.
Yeah, I still think they whether we're watching different games, I don't know, but I still think that in that second half, when I say they prevented us attacking, they were attacking us.
I don't know. Maybe you were watching it upside down. But either way, we all see it differently, like you say, mate. It is what it is. I think it's maybe just the lack of intensity from that second half that kind of knocks them down for me as well, more than anything.
Yeah, and you know, Brad, what the way I base it on, because I'm not like Kate or you. I can't, analyse a game that easily. But in my guts, I knew Ipswich were going to score. I just knew it because of the way we were sitting back and further back. So that's how I base it.
But did you know they were going to score because they've got more points?
No, nothing to do with it. It's because of the way we were playing. Oh shit! I saw that.
Brad, I'm going to have to mute you, mate. I don't know what is going on at Brad's end, whether that's his laptop or he's on his mobile. But
has he got a dodgy end?
Totally.
No.
Sorry?
It's not because dodgy end he's got. That's the problem.
Well, I'm not going anywhere near his dodgy end.
Certainly not. No, but it's not because they've had more comebacks. No, nothing to do with that. It's just that you could see, a bit like at their place, you could see that, it was going to happen. And that's the gut feeling I had. And I said to Kathy about half an hour ago, I said, Ipswich are going to equalise. And what worried me more, if they do it sooner rather than later, they're going to go on and win. Fortunately, that didn't happen. And then the goal shook us up and we decided to play more positive, just in that 5-minute spell or something. Did you notice that? We started playing a bit more positive and we could have made a difference, but it was like 40 minutes too late. That's the annoying thing.
Luke, I'll send you the link, mate. Just bear with me. I may have sent a incorrect link through to everybody earlier.
Is that the weather forecast?
No, that's the heat map. So when you look at that, it's not that much different. I mean, to say that we were all over them, our heat map, there isn't a lot of difference between us and them, if you like. I mean, yes, there's a lot of action in their goal area, and there wasn't much in ours. But apart from that, the coverage is pretty much the same.
I have no idea what that is. So.
Let me bring Brad in. Brad, I mean, they do look pretty much sort of like, well, it could be the same heat map.
Yeah, it could be. That was really the most contrasting graph you could put up to show how the game played out throughout the 90 minutes, because it looks like half that heat map was Ipswich chasing shadows and the other half was Leicester chasing shadows, because that's really how the game seemed to plan out. Yeah, I mean, look, they're both teams that play very similar style of football. They're both willing to be patient and drag oppositions out. They've got two very like-minded managers. So are we really surprised at both teams meeting and it being stalemate both times? Probably not on a grand scheme of things when you think about it throughout its entirety in that sense. But especially when you're showing graphs like that really show that both teams were absolutely everywhere. It was like a mirrored game of chess to a point, which has just at the end come to a handshake because they both gave up on winning it and get the draw. So I suppose that way you could say just credit to both sides to show the best way to play football, especially at this division, to get results. Because, like I said beforehand, I think we've actually now lost one more game, or we have the same amount of losses of Ipswich, and that's why we're first and second in division, because our records are so similar in that sense of things.
Yeah, I mean we've lost 4, they've lost 3, Southampton 4, it is what it is at the end of the day, and like you say, we didn't lose to them, so we have still kept that difference. I think, like I say, we're not going to get relegated. And that's the good thing. If either of you guys are to pop off, I'm absolutely fine with that, because I know it is late. Luke is about to come in. He looks like he's driving to work by the look of it. So why did you have to go at all?
Luke, drive carefully, mate.
Yeah,
I'll see you.
I could to make room for Luke, being since it's a late one. I'm not fussed either way. I can stay on, or
you stay on, Brad.
Because you've got such bad feedback on your microphone.
Yeah, okay, no worries. That's fair.
I'll speak to you later in the week, and Dave, I'll speak to you later in the week as well. Take care, guys.
Right. Yeah, you too. See you, pal.
Cheers.
Okay.
Here he is, the man himself from down under. Luke, how the devil are you?
All right. Not the best, but it's all right. What did I scare everyone off? Could they feel a rant coming?
Well, you ran away, mate. You ran away.
I'm sure you guys are very bit of a moan. Look, to be honest with you, the fucking have one takeaway from that game is why didn't we make more subs sooner? It was very Rodgers-esque. You know, you can have a different argument for making subs when we're in the Premier League. This ain't the Premier League, and there's nothing wrong with the squad we've got. It's very, very a lot of depth to it, even with the injuries and the red cards and the AFCON. So for me, I thought it was a strange one of the subs, Chris. I don't know about yourself.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Just winding Dave up there. Leaving some. Yes, I mean, again, I've wrote here that at 71 minutes, Ipswich 4 subs, Leicester City no subs, and you know that says it all. Kate said, like, or maybe, you know, we've got a manager, we have got a manager that seems to be very stubborn and sticks to his guns. God, I hope not. We've had one of them for 5 seasons, whatever it was. Don't want another one. The subs, yeah, I mean, you could see at that point that our players were absolutely knackered, and the difference was their fresh legs, and of course it led to the goal. But, you know, I don't think you can blame the fact that Enzo was in the stands either.
No, 100%. Like, I don't think he had contact with, I think it's Cavallero or not, but still, like you can see that like, all I saw was Ipswich making sub after sub, and it's like we'll wait until like what 10 minutes and then put Vardy on. Like, Jesus, man, like to give credit, Eunice looked good for the brief time it was on, and I'm starting to be convinced. Like, I thought this was going to be his chance with, you know, players out and injuries and AFCON, but like I'm starting to think that we're not going to sign him because we're barely playing him.
Yeah, I agree. I was surprised, and Chowdhury had a good game for me. Taking nothing away from Chowdhury, but look, he's a defensive player, although he did have that excellent shot which their goalkeeper managed to claw away. But look, you know, we've played a team just now, and I started the show off with a bit of a rant, but as Brad worked out, I was very much tongue-in-cheek and there to sort of wind him up and get a conversation going. I'm actually a lot cooler about it than I was last time, because I think obviously it was a lot later last time. But look, you know, we're first, they're second. It's the top two. It's like the top 2 heavyweights, as I said to Dave, going up against each other in the world title fight, and it going to points.
Yeah, pretty much. It's crazy to think that, you know, we've led them for both games for close to 80 minutes, I believe, both games, you know, and walked away with a point for each, but it's better than a loss. But this one it does feel a little harsh. I thought, I won't call out Mads Hermansen for that save, or attempted save. He nearly stopped the second one, but to be honest, I actually think that their goalkeeper had a really good game from Ipswich. He made some great saves. He really kept him in at that game, I thought, to be fair.
Yeah. Oh no, I think you're right, and yeah, I can't blame a Manson for that. I mean, he literally got to it, and it kind of just squirmed under his body. It was just unfortunate. Nobody was picking up that guy in defence. Had that been against a Rotherham or Sheffield Wednesday, would have been more annoyed, I think. And I think as well, I think we've set ourselves such high standards this season.
Yeah, apparently we're deluded Leicester fans, so what can we say?
And Ipswich, they deserve that point. I think they played well enough to get the point, and they're second for a reason. They're a damn good team.
Yeah, mate. Give credit to McKenna. He's done a really good job there. So, fair play to them. And I want to ask you before, I'm sure you're probably sick of talking about all the game now, but before you wrap this up, can I ask you, I don't know if I'm just an Aussie with really heavily Leicester tinted glasses on, but did you think that was a red when I think it was the Ecuadorian bloke just full chinned, I forgot who it was. I think it was FaZe.
Let's have a look at my notes here.
He levelled him.
There was one where he went up. I remember I wrote it down. I think is the one you're referring to where the guy took out, was it KDH possibly? Almost
That
like
was
the was it like the
go.
challenge that was a game that that Fatawu did in the last game? Is that the one you're on about?
No, it was. It was like a bump, and he pulled his shoulder up and like chinned basically FaZe. I think he went down to the ground. He was like a big high bump, but then not long after that same challenge.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah,
looking at it from where I was, no, it wasn't. I don't think it was a red card. It would have been harsh for a red card, but from my point of view, I mean, there's a lot of people calling for a red on the other one that I was just saying when the guy went in on KDH, but he did get the ball first. Totally, really, it was just more sort of the follow through that took him out. But no, I think he did have his arm up. I've got to say that because when I looked at it, when it played it back a few times, but it was his kind of shoulder that went in. It was, it was a weird one. I can see why you're asking, but no, unfortunately, I can't say that was a red.
No, and you can't say the same for the other challenge as well because he did get the ball, although it looked intense, like the speed and the ferocity he did it at. But if he didn't get the ball, 100% red, but he did, so fair play.
Yeah. Roy, who is the Ipswich fan, the man of the match for us. We have a flapper as a goalie. Barry's not happy. Barry could be Boris. Victim of our own success. I think I've said that, Nate. I think we are. I thought he looked back, saw FaZe, and tried to take him out intentionally. I was thinking red. No, I wouldn't have gone red. Look, we've like I said, we've played Ipswich, and they're having a great season. They would never have thought, like us, they would never have thought they'd be where they are now. They've come up. They're second. They've not been out of the top two since I think about week 6 or game week 6. They were down to third, but it's all the same game week this week. They're there for a reason. And how often have we looked at the games and gone, actually, Ipswich are losing. Yeah, it's great. And then you look at the result at the end and they've come back and they've won. So fair play to them. And I think, if the start of the season I'd have said to you, Luke, and I'll leave this one with you and then we'll call it a night. If I'd have said to you at the start of the season, look, we're going to play the team that's in second twice and we'll get 2 draws out of them, you'd have taken it, wouldn't you?
Yep, 100%, mate.
No problem. Brilliant. Look, thanks for popping on, mate. I can see it looks like you're in plenty of sunshine there, which pisses me off because it's we're in the middle of Storm Isla or somebody here. Oh, all right, mate. Don't push it. Don't push it. We've got rain and thunders and trees being blown over and all sorts here. So I will let you go. Don't work too hard, mate, in that heat.
Yeah, no worries, mate. It is pretty hot. Sorry I couldn't make it on early. I had a mad scramble to get ready for work. I'm just waiting for some paint to get mixed up at the paint store right now. So just thought I'd come and have a little brief moan. But other than that, we've got some easy run of games ahead. Smash the like, subscribe to Leicester Till I Die, and have a good day.
And subscribe to Leicester City Down Under as well, which is Luke's channel. The link is in the description below. But let's show him that support. He's just starting out, so let's give him that support. No watch along at the weekend, mates. Have the weekend off, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. All the best, mate. Drive carefully.
See you later.
Take care. Bye-bye. Thanks to Luke for coming on there. And then he's waiting for his paint to be mixed. So he says. Look, thanks to everybody that's been in. Thanks to Kate for joining us from the ground. Dave for popping on, Luke for popping on, and Brad for being here from the start. Really do appreciate it. We've got a preview on Thursday for the Birmingham game. But because it's the FA Cup, we don't include those in the prediction league. So there's no game on Friday. No show on Friday for the prediction show. And because I'm in London, there's no watch along for the FA Cup either. So, but we've got Birmingham, who are no longer being run by Mr. Rooney. So they are a different force to be reckoned with. Now they've got Tony Mowbray. Thanks very much, guys, for watching. Thanks to everybody that's been in the chat. Really do appreciate it. Do take care of yourselves. No, it is 3, Nate. It is 3. Straight red. So it's 3. It's 3 games he's out for. But would have missed him for 6 games in the old AFCON if he'd gone there anyway. Scant. I know, scant winnings, unfortunately. Right, guys, I'm going to go off to bed. I've got to write my piece for the BBC as well before that. So thanks very much, and take care. And I will see you Thursday. We might sneak one in before, might have a chat show before then. We'll see. Take care, guys. All the best, and I will see you Thursday. Don't do anything I wouldn't enjoy, because I know you won't. Take care. Goodbye.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You'd better like them too, or I'll be back.
The TalkSport Fan Network is the ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts,
including Leicester Till I Die, independent analysis and reaction for the Foxes faithful.
The TalkSport Fan Network.
Unbeatable club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Follow the podcast on the TalkSport Fan Network.